just realized I don't even have my transition. I guess that's another note. Hold on. I have some exciting news that I don't think you would figure out right now. Just because the sheer scuff and everything missing, but I got a new PC! I worked on putting it together last night, but because I'm using the new PC, I'm missing, like, everything! None of my settings, none of my programs. I put the old drive in the new PC, but I guess that's not how it works. So, I'm truly rich, you know, getting a Switch 2 and a new PS2, PC. My brain, I had a lot of caffeine to get through this stream. I'm gonna need it. I have a new PC. It's a 5070, which is really exciting because my 3060 Ti was not cutting it anymore. I also have over a terabyte of free space, which is really nice because I've been playing chicken for over a year with less than 100 gigabytes free. Every time I end a stream, I have to move files to the external drive because I'm down to like 10. No more playing chicken! Let's go! I'm hoping I can use VR chat again soon too, and be able to do better concerts. Speaking of which, I have a really crazy idea for a concert that I'm working on right now. I just realized you guys can't hear the music, but now you can. I haven't been able to plan anything in a while, but I'm gonna work on planning a big concert. Just, you know, I've kind of been going through it, and between that and just my PC is not doing very good. It was hard to really plan anything. But I have a really cursed idea that I got on when I couldn't sleep. So we're gonna go with that for a concert. Have fun. Have fun when it comes out. I've only told one person so far what the theme is, and they sent me a keyboard smash, all caps, in response. So it's not that cursed, but it's just stupid. Like it's a who the fuck thinks of this type of thing. I'm excited. Your old laptop you didn't upgrade in 5 years bit the dust last year. That's the thing. My PC was 5 years old, kind of. I just got it before debut, which was, you know, 2020 December or so is when I got my PC. And because there was a shortage of a lot of cards and stuff during COVID, it wasn't super top of the line even back then. So yeah. It was not really having it anymore, and it was every other day I had a blue screen, and every other one of those days it was multiple blue screens. And I kept being like, no, you know what? It's old Trusty has got it. We're fine. There might be some scuff, but we're fine. But my underlings were like, we're not fine. Underlings were like, yeah, no. So I have been blessed by force. You know, it's probably for the better though. With a new PC. I was like, you know what? This is fine. But it reaches a certain point where it's not really fine, even if you want to say it's fine. So yeah, that was the point that was reached. What stream was the last straw for me? I don't think you understand. You see, I'm a CEO. We don't get rich if we don't have good spending habits. So you see, when it comes to getting rid of things, I'm the type of person that will like use a backpack that's hanging by one thread and has a broken zipper, or I'll use a PC that blue screens, or I'll use a phone that has battery life for like 10 minutes until it actually will not turn on. I'm the type of person to be like, I can work with it. So it reached the point where someone else had to be like, bitch, you're not working with this. And now I'm not working with it anymore. Also, Baby Does, thank you so much for 25 months. Got the Switch 2 this morning. Still waiting for Mario Kart. That's exciting! I am excited. I'm excited to unbox. I'm doing an unboxing. I am doing an unboxing. So sometimes you have to improvise, because when you're the CEO of a gaming company, you can't miss out on a console launch. That's not an option. So sometimes you just have to get a bit creative. This is fine. This is very fine. By the way, I also lost my font with my new PC. I don't have my font anymore, so we're just using Comic Sans. We love Comic Sans, right? And Icebox, thank you for 21 months. Live Switch 2 cartridge tasting. I don't have a cartridge though. I only have a Switch 2. It's fine. Everything is fine. We'll unbox it in 16 minutes. It's fine. Let me see. If I wasn't allergic to mold, I'd probably eat moldy food and not throw it out. I'm not allergic to consuming mold. I'm allergic to breathing mold. But also don't eat mold, that's nasty. No, I wouldn't eat mold. I can consume mold if it's a medication and I have no choice. I would not choose to consume mold. Also, TGM, thank you so much for the raid on Twitch. I did not become one with the mold. If you crack open this VTuber, you do not find lots of mold inside. And on the odd chance you do and I'm lying, good luck surviving all the mold spores in the air, so don't do it anyway. I'm only cheese, but that's the thing. Half of you guys eat actual mold. If you're a cheese eater, you're a mold eater. I didn't make the rules. Cheese is nasty. Super nasty. Also, Baby Does, thank you for the serve premium mold. Occasionally, I like blue cheese. Bleh. 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 I don't get the appeal. Same with like natto. I guess I eat miso, so I can like kind of get it, but it's the appeal for me is like, why do you want food that's rotten? And with cheese, it's like rotten liquid that's so rotten it's solid. Why? Why? That's so gross. I cannot understand. I cannot understand. Boss Pizza. No. I make homemade pizza. It just doesn't have cheese and it doesn't have tomato sauce. But it's my own pizza. It's better anyway. Not liking cheese is crazy, Himiko. I don't think you understand liking cheese is crazy. I'm not crazy. It's the liking cheese that's crazy. You don't get it. You're brainwashed by the dairy farm propaganda into eating this rotten lump of liquid from cow titties. Why? There's nothing appealing about it. You're all brainwashed into thinking it's good when it's the nastiest thing in existence. I will never understand the appeal of cheese. And before anyone asks, yes, I feel the same way about yogurt. It's just fruit cheese. And if it doesn't have fruit, then it's just even thicker white cheese and just it's like one step less solid. That's it.
Oh yeah, but you get that money.
Thank you for the super. Not all cheese is mold, like factory-made cheddar cheese is made with plastic. True! Even worse. Don't worry, you guys. If you don't want mold, you can always eat plastic. I always wondered what people mean when they're like, it's one molecule away from being plastic. Like, isn't that an exaggeration? Because it has a bunch of DNA in it, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I
baby, get
don't
that money.
see... Ha, you missed me. I don't see, you know, DNA being in plastic. Although, actually, if it is liquid dinosaurs, perhaps. But I feel like the DNA might be kind of like melted down. The redeems are echoing. Give me a sec. I think I can. Oh yeah, I can fix it. Easy fix. Thanks for the heads up. Done. Oh shit. I don't have the Twitch alerts, but well, for raids. I guess I do need those. Hold on. Easy fix. As I said, I keep remembering more and more things I don't have yet on the new PC. I spent hours here last night trying to get everything back, and I knew that over time there was gonna be more and more that I discover I don't have. It's just gonna be something for a while that I need to work out. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we should have Twitch alerts now for follows and raids and the like. We should be fine. Okay. I don't think I missed any because I saw TGM, so I think we're good. But that was a jump scare. Just a little bit of a jump scare. Also, speaking of, thank you for helping test it, TGM, with the 5 gifted on Twitch. I appreciate it. Thank you. I guess we know for sure that it's working now. Thank you for that test. And for the 5 hostages on the Twitch side. I am using Windows, not Linux. Although I've been curious about Linux, because doesn't the Steam Deck use Linux? I've actually been kind of eyeing the Steam Deck. I'm not gonna lie. I made fun of it before, but now I'm kind of curious. Also, thank you for the super Rick. Don't let Big Dairy hear you. Big Dairy, come at me! I dare you. I'll tip over your cows. There. Let them try. Also, Baby does thank you for the super potato. Can be made into plastic. Let that sink in. Potato plastic. You know what? I'll believe it because a potato can also be made into a battery. So sure. let's just agree for the sake of agreeing. If you know that you got a new PC earlier in the year and didn't realize how much more you needed to transfer over, I know. This is my first stream with the new PC actually, so it's still very much figuring out what to do. I also ignore the band-aids during the unboxing. I am very clumsy. You know, with dealing with screws and stuff, let me put it this way. I thought I snapped a part off the motherboard, but it turned out it's a part that I can put back, so I was okay. But there was definitely a crack and the part went flying, but I still took more damage than the PC. It's not as bad as it could be, but I covered it up just so you don't have to see it. Yeah. Also, if you did manage to actually, out of curiosity, wait a second, I wanna do a poll. Out of curiosity, Steam Deck's pretty solid. Oh, that reminds me, I need to get the drivers for my Stream Deck. No wonder it's not working. I don't think I downloaded anything for it. Give me a second. I gotta make a poll on the YouTube side. Let me see. Did you get a Switch 2? Yes or no? I'm curious where you guys stand. For the Switch 2, if you did manage to get one, you can type !promo and you can cover it with my face. The decals, they're not out yet. We're still making sure that they look absolutely perfect before shipping them out. But don't worry. As soon as we can, you guys will get them. And they're right here. Right here, you can see what it looks like on the bottom. So you can make your Switch 2 look like that if you were able to get one. The no money is so real though. I've never actually had a day one console release in my entire life. You know, it just wasn't in the cards. So this is really exciting for me. Just getting to be a part of an entire new generation of gaming from day one. That's not something I ever really like saw in the cards. So that's it's part of why I've always been a bit more of a retro gamer. It's like, you know, Baby Pam always got the hand-me-downs. And now it's like I feel very powerful having the Switch 2. So it's exciting for me. Especially where there's not very much for it yet, so it's interesting. Because then we can kind of figure out, those of us who are able to get it, if we're lucky enough to afford it, or lucky enough to win the fight to get one, we can let you guys know how it is for anyone that's still on the fence. You're unboxing yours right now. Nice, Candidate! We can unbox at the same time. Also, Baby does thank you for the super. Were any worms harmed in the making of the sticker? I sure hope no worms were near it. That'd be kind of gross. Please, you never got a console on launch. I just sell them! You think I'm gonna keep it for myself? Listen, I can make money on those things. Now I'm rich enough that I can keep one. Listen, if I can make money, I'm going to make money. Selling is always the answer. Don't doubt me. I have more business sense than people. I'm the CEO, you're not! And then it's just a tax write-off. Exactly. And I sure hate taxes. Anything to get less of them. Using your own supply is a rookie mistake. I mean, it's better than using the GameStop supply, which is ironic because guys, I have a confession. I'm a traitor. Before I had any available, GameStop had them available first. I fought the online war, the online battle, and made sure I got one way or another. And at what cost? It was a mistake. I should have trusted myself. But I saw the one store in New York. There's a lot of rumors going around. I found some images of it. Wait, hold on. Let me show you guys. The issue with the Switch 2s, apparently it was limited to one store in New York. I feel so bad for the employee that was almost definitely fired over this. GameStop used a store stapler to attach receipts to the Switch 2 boxes, but the stapler ruined the screens. So multiple people opened their Switch 2 only to see this. Imagine! To be fair, it shouldn't be that close to the box for shipping. That's dangerous. Like, it shouldn't be possible to injure it with a stapler, but is injure even the right word if it's like a console and not a living being? But wait, it was happening in multiple stores? Oh god! GameStop made an official post and said it was only the one store, but maybe it wasn't. Oh no. The real question is, why would you staple it to the box? I can't think of a single person who wants their receipt stapled to a box. Like, unless a higher up or someone mandates that, like, no one is going to want that. So that's just, what happened to tape for starters? Why do we gotta staple it? That's a waste of metal, man. You can make an aluminum can and have some, like, tea or something with that. how massive are the staplers? How did it penetrate that much cardboard? I don't know. People were speculating it's like a furniture stapler gun or something. I doubt it, but still. Like, why would you do this in the first place? Why would you do that? Oh my god. But it happened. It happened. Sounds like GameStop's gonna be getting a lawsuit. They'll probably be okay as long as they can replace every one of the ones that was damaged. Still sucks though. Because for a lot of people that might cost them their Switch on launch if there's no other ones. They'll have to wait for a replacement, right? It just kind of sucks. Yeah, I agree with TGM as well. It seems way too close to have it, you know, there should be some padding. Because what if something bonks it during shipping, right? What if something hits the box really hard? It would penetrate what's right on the edge, right? So why? Why would you pack the boxes like this? That's one strike against Nintendo, in my opinion. You shouldn't be so careless with your packaging for a brand new console. It's kind of messed up, actually. But yeah, case scratching is far preferable to screen damage. I know! And that's like literally the screen. Also, Vivitas, thank you for the super. The shipping box is different than the selling box. I would hope so, but the reality is, some places could ship it like this. We don't know. Because some people might just take the selling box and like ship it. We don't know. I didn't like the packaging at all. I've seen a lot of people complain that it looks too similar to the Switch 1 box. Which is very fair, honestly. If you're in a rush and you don't realize what you're doing, you might kind of get scammed. But luckily, if you don't open it, you can return it. But imagine any parents who are like shopping for their kids or something for Christmas or whatever and don't realize they're different and they just grab one. It's like the Wii U all over again, except a little less obvious, but also not. It's only obvious if you're already a gamer. If you're just getting into gaming, it's not going to be so obvious. But yeah, they could have changed the color to blue or white. No, for real, they could have just changed the color of the package, or any number of things. So many grandmas are gonna get the wrong Switch. No, Nicholas Fong. You know who's my favorite Switch grandma? Food for Dogs. Best YouTube channel, for real. An older lady who does a lot of games like JRPGs and Otome games. She is so based. I love her. I followed her for a very long time. She's amazing. Also, maybe to thank you for the super. Also, the Switch 2 comes with a screen protector. Nintendo said not to remove it. Oh, interesting. I like that. I usually have to spend extra money on a screen protector, so I'm glad that this one comes with one built in. That's kind of nice. That's an anti-shatter layer. I like that. Oh, guys, God, we have 10 seconds. Okay. Okay. I guess we're unboxing, aren't we? Yay! Okay. So I'm really excited to show off my Switch 2 because you know how elusive they are, right? And how hard to get they are. And you know, as I thought I had a little problem, but as the CEO of PlayAsia, one of the very important global import gaming companies, there was no way I couldn't unbox a Switch 2 today. So one way or another, I was going to unbox a Switch 2 today. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys ready? Are you excited? Are you excited to see the newest Nintendo console? We can see how sturdy it is. We can see how the box is. We can look. My desk is really small though, so keep in mind I might have a little bit of trouble getting it all in the frame. I might have to move it in and out a couple times. But I'm excited! Day one lunch! Okay, hold on. I gotta be especially careful because the screen is like super reflective, and that's kind of danger. But we're fine. Hold on. I'm gonna just adjust something a little bit more. Okay. All right, here we go. So first, we're gonna take a look at the box. So I have to admit, I did find the complaints that the box was a little too similar to be valid. But luckily I got one that definitely says 2, so I think we're good. Also, Ro, thank you so much for the 5 hostages. I promise that all of you who have joined as hostages, you will not regret coming to see my very first ever Switch 2 unboxing. Yeah. So the box is pretty iconic. What did you guys think about the box? I think I'm glad that at least the 2 is a little more obvious than I thought it was gonna be. Like I was a little worried that maybe it would be hard to see and they might give me the wrong one by mistake. But this one, it's it definitely has a 2. It definitely has a 2. So there's no way that they could have given me the wrong one. It's not very heavy. Because you guys said it was so much bigger, I was a little concerned. I've seen some complaints that it's too big, but it feels really light actually. So I threw it. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. Anyway, let's take a look. Okay. This is. I have to be careful. The screen, it's so reflective. Ah! You see the big shine? The big shine. So dangerous. So here's the Switch 2. The Joy-Con, they said the magnets were really strong, but it's like coming off in the box. So that's a little concerning. I kind of thought it might be a little sturdier than that. The magnets, they promised would not fall off. But you know, it's at least the Joy-Cons, you know, they can come on and off pretty decently. The new Joy-Cons are interesting. They're a little flatter than I think I would have anticipated. I don't know. I just kind of imagined that it kind of looked rounder and thicker than the Switch 1. Oh shit. Wait, oh, there's a bend there. There's perforations on it, which has me a little concerned because, you know, if you're getting extra salty, you don't really want perforations on your Joy-Con in case you bend it. That's true. It saves on the console weight. Like that doesn't feel very heavy at all. I'm kind of impressed. They've truly mastered the art of portable consoles. I'm really impressed that they've managed to make one so light. I didn't even know that was possible. Also, Yojo, thank you for 47 months. It looks good, but I know. I'm actually kind of impressed. You guys said it was gonna be really big, but I don't know. It looks kind of small to me. Like I thought it was gonna be bigger than the Switch. This is like barely bigger than my phone, actually. So I'm kind of impressed actually by how small they made it. What's the heatability scale? Too much. It fits perfectly in my hands. It does. I was worried that it was gonna hurt my wrist and be too big, but honestly, like, it fits really well. The buttons feel a bit stiff though. So, you know, we had to worry about Joy-Con drift on the other Switch, and this one, I think they might be stuck. So, Yeah, just be careful with the buttons when you get them. But at least the Joy-Cons do come on and off as expected, which is good. I was a little worried about the Joy-Cons especially. I didn't trust the magnets because I have issues with one of my Joy-Cons getting stuck. But it's not bad. No drift, they're always in one place. Yeah! That's true, the best way to solve Joy-Con drift. Keep them always in one place, and then you can never lose. Yeah! You guys wanted to see the kickstand, right? Okay, so there's a kickstand. It's a kickstand. You can stand it up. It stands pretty good. You can also flatten the kickstand if you don't want the kickstand. But it's pretty stable. You can just stand it. The Joy-Con is not falling off. I have it in place. I definitely think, my opinion is very different than I've seen a lot of the reviews. I think it's personally very solid. Very unsolid actually. But it's very light, very portable. I know that the hardware is even better than the Switch, so I think it's really impressive that they managed to get it in such a tiny size. Yes, I am a little worried about the bid quality though, BB Ramen. I feel like it's a little flimsy. Just a little bit. Like, I'm a tiny bit worried. I feel like it could survive a drop test, but I don't know what its lifespan's going to be. Like, how many uses it's going to survive. So, I'm a little bit... Oh, that's true, there's no ports. So you can't charge it at all. Or dock it. That's a little concerning.
Yeah,
Do the drop test
get
again.
That money.
It survived! It survived! The Joy-Cons even stayed on. It's a miracle. I'll say later, thank you for the super. Enjoy the Switch 2 film. Just got mine. Did you see some outlets stapling the receipt to the box that's punching some through the screen? Yeah. We looked at that. One drop of water and that thing's doomed. Bet. I have water on my hand.
Oh yeah, baby, get that money.
It has a drop. I don't know, it seems pretty waterproof to me. It's not doing anything. Look, I can just wipe it off. I think it's fine. It survived the water test. To be fair, I don't think a regular Switch would have done too well. Although mine did survive a flood, even though it was submerged, so maybe it's a little better than we thought. Phoebe does thank you for the super. You heard this version is high in dietary fiber? Is it? Let's see. Come on. I don't know. It's like 2 fibers. It's like too much. I gave it a bite, but it didn't come off, so maybe the fiber is too strong. It unfortunately doesn't really feel like being consumed. So I cannot confirm or deny the fibrous ability of this thing. But it definitely has fiber at least. Does it have bitter agents on the cartridge? The problem is I don't. Wait. Ow! Hold on. I'm getting a cartridge. I'm doing some online shopping with really quick shipping. Definitely. Hold on. Ugh. Ow. Okay, hold on. I'm getting a cartridge. I don't know what the cartridges look like. This is definitely a cartridge. Okay. I have a cartridge. It's Mario Kart. You just put it in the Switch 2. Ah, hold on. Just give me a second. It takes a while to power up. Hold on. It's a little slow. It's trying. It's trying its best. But it takes a while. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. This is fine. Let me see. Okay, I'm just getting the power button. Okay. Whoa! No, stop it! Okay. It looks peak. The graphic performance is. Oh wait, shit. Hold on. Okay, no. The graphic performance is quite nice. I find the lights are brighter, and it almost looks like the resolution is in a whole other dimension because it's just so much stronger than anything I've seen before. The frame rate is so smooth. It is, I think, 60 frames a second, but admittedly, I can't tell. So, admittedly, I find it a little hard to tell, but I think it's 60 frames a second. Yeah, they almost look real. It's nuts. It's crazy how good the camera picks it up too. It's even higher resolution than real life. I know! I didn't even know eyes could see in that high resolution. Just ignore the tune link that says sirloin. Just I'm sorry for stealing your menu. I mean, playing my Switch. I can't find any other video. But yeah, I think it's pretty solid. I don't have any of the cameras or the extra stuff. It's something I already mod. No mod. Nintendo will brick your Switch 2 if you mod it. No, there's no. This is not modded. This is not modded. Trust. It's not. No. Definitely not. Does it run Doom? You ignore that. Hold on. It doesn't run Doom yet, because I don't think it's been ported. I was gonna say it can run Boom, but I surprisingly can't find the Boom logo, so no. Yeah, the screen went a little blurry for a second there. I think there might have been something wrong with like the visuals. Maybe it's because I dropped my tea all over it. I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't meant to get wet after all. Quite potentially. Nintendo bricking consoles over modding sucks. I think it's wrong that they brick the console. I think they would have every right to disable your console from accessing online features. But I do think it's kind of messed up to brick it, because if you're doing anything like that and it's not affecting online stuff, it's kind of your own business. But I also get that it's not what they want, especially if there's a lot of like NSFW mods and stuff out there. Like, it did not take long for people to start promoting them for Stellar Blade. What's the battery life on handheld gaming? I'm gonna assume it's really good, just because it doesn't come with a charging port. It's also incredible how it's still running the game despite the fact that the cartridge is coming out. I'm a little impressed. Yeah, no battery, so it can never run out of battery. It's fully powered on GamerSalt. It doesn't need a battery. It's the newest invention that Nintendo has patented because, you know, Nintendo and its patents, they're not gonna let anyone else ever use it. Game changing indeed. It is really light, yeah. It doesn't feel like lifting anything. So if you're like me and you had some pain from holding the Switch 1, you don't have to worry with this one. It'll never hurt you. The reason it's only playing the intro is because the cartridge is out. Oh, yeah. It's because the cartridge is loose. If I pushed it back in, I could definitely be playing more of this game. Definitely. Is Nintendo gonna patent oxygen? I probably already tried. Unfortunately, I guess it failed. But yeah. Overall, I'm not so sure that it was worth the $700, you know. It doesn't, like, especially the Joy-Cons. Like, I don't know about you, but for, like, well, I guess after tax more like 600 or 500, but I don't know why I thought 7, but I don't know if this is quite worth it. Like, I would have expected it to be built with maybe some more sturdy materials. If they're gonna charge that much money. Because, you know, the Nintendo has been upping the prices quite a bit. The hardware got me thinking that maybe it would be worth it, so I decided to give it a try. But that is quite a bit of money for the quality that I got, I think. I don't know if you guys agree or not. I do quite like the, I don't know. I'm just, yeah. Nintendo really cares about the Earth. It's 100% recyclable. You just don't look at the tape. You don't look at the tape. The tape we ignore. It's fine. Let's give you a brand switch too. Yeah. Except no, but yeah. Incredible technology indeed. You can patch holes. That's true. If it ever breaks down, you can patch holes in the wall with it. It's true. It's kind of Labo style. You know, it matches. If you buy any Labo accessories, it's already, you know, the same material. I always wanted the Labo piano. Why did I spend $700 for this? Because I needed a Switch 2. It's a shame Labo doesn't work with the Switch 2. Genuinely, sadly, I've moved on from Labo. I really like Labo, and I was kind of hoping we could get some more with it. But actually, out of curiosity, what was your favorite Labo? I actually agree with Glass Owly. I really like the VR kit. It makes you sick if you use it too long, but as a novelty, it's really cute and really fun, and it's actually just pretty chill. I was playing some Breath of the Wild in it, and it's not very good if you play the whole game like that, but it's really nice if you go to a location that you really like and just look around. Like, I went to the Gerudo village and just looked around with it. It's really nice. But then I tried fighting the elephant, and I threw up. Pick and choose. I don't think that was an elephant, actually. What was it, a camel? Elephant was the water one or something, wasn't it? I never finished it, so it's hard for me to remember. Gun Labo was fun for a bit. I didn't have that one, but it looked cool. I think the piano was the one I most wanted, though. I only had the VR one, but as the only one I had, I really loved it. And I always was hoping that we'd get more cool creative stuff like that, because it was so fun. So elephant was the water one, okay. I remember I really didn't like that one. Like Camel, I think was kind of fun, but I never finished it. I just chased after it and surfed on the sand. If they only lowered the price on Labo. No, I agree. The problem with Labo was it was overpriced. They should have never charged that much. They should have never. Because the reality is, the Labo was intended for younger kids to get them to learn about building stuff, right? And parents often can't afford that for younger kids. So I feel like they kind of missed the point with Labo. Like, they knew what they wanted and it was cute, but it wasn't sold properly. Any collabs planned with my Switch 2? I actually really wanted to host a Mario Kart tournament today, but at the time I only found one other creator that was getting a Switch 2 for launch. I made multiple posts and nobody really reached out that they were getting one, and I didn't know who to ask. And of course now that I go online, everyone fucking has a Switch 2. When I was asking, everyone said no. So I kind of figured I wouldn't be able to post one, and actually, maybe it's for the best that I didn't. Yeah. Yeah, I may have run into some snags along the way. I'm gonna get Bravely Default. I don't know. But long story short, if you're ordering a Switch 2 online, don't assume that they're going to ship it for a release date. Because actually, they'll ship it on release date. So, you know, I may have had to improvise a little. But I still got my hands on a Switch 2, yeah? Yeah? This one is, it's better, right? This one is, it's special. No one else has this exact Switch 2. It's a custom build just for the screen. Yeah, the screen is maybe drifting a little bit. Yeah, the screen turned off because it went on sleep mode. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Also, the game came out, so clearly it can't play anything anymore. The cartridge is completely out of the system. It can't play anything anymore. Yeah, it's still looping the music, which is actually pretty cool. The fact that it can somehow do that. But yeah. I think that I don't feel quite ready to play my Switch 2 yet. It's too new. I need to put it in a box and have it sit for a while so that it can just bask in its own glory, I guess. But maybe we can go look at some of the posts talking about what games work on Switch 2 and which ones don't, and look at some of the footage comparisons and stuff that people have been uploading. But I've decided that mine is too pristine. I'm not ready to use it yet. Oh, that's my thigh. A tiny bit of it. Let's just block it. No Mario Kart stream. Maybe later. Maybe. Wait a second. Is it game key part? Let me double check something. Uh-oh. boys. Oh no. Oh no. It says key card! The only Mario Kart key card in existence. Pain. No, we've been betrayed! I actually have a bootleg game that I got secondhand once. I think it's like Shrek 3, but I can't remember which letter. It's missing one of the letters in Shrek. And I was like, oh no. I need to stream it someday just to see what it is. But yeah. It might have been, I think it was just Shrek or something like that, yeah. I was actually debating doing Mario Kart 8. I thought maybe we could have just played Mario Kart 8 today, and I was gonna superimpose that onto my beautiful Switch. Which, to be fair, we could still do, but it might be more valuable, I think, to actually just look at some stuff talking about the Switch 2, so that we can like do our own research and stuff to learn more about it. I think that's probably a little more useful than, you know, as much as this is creative. But yeah, I unfortunately, you know, I was originally going to just, I didn't know if I should not stream today or what. Show us the dock. It's this. It's charging now. It's in the dock. It's charging. It's charging. So we can't use it. It needs to charge for a while. Yeah. It's wireless charging. Yeah. It's just a magnetic. Wireless docking. Yes. Yes. What the dock doing? It's wiggling a little bit. just don't worry about it. What's your opinion on the $10 welcome tour, which isn't even better than PlayStation's free house? Actually, did you guys know you can't complete the full welcome tour unless you have a 4K TV? As someone who doesn't have a 4K TV, I wouldn't be able to finish the welcome tour. The paid welcome tour requires things that you don't even have. That's crazy. But yeah, stuff like that I kind of want to look up, like different information about the Switch too. That could come in handy. I am excited to. I don't know when I'm gonna get to stream it normally. Also, did you guys know that Bravely Default has a song by Link to Horizon? What was the song called? Let me see if I can find it. Default. Love in the Crossfire? If it's in the game, I might be able to find a version like from the game cutscene. Love! I wanna see the cutscene, but anything else is probably like copyright danger. Unless is it a battle song? I don't actually know the context of it in the game, but Love in the Crossfire was actually done by the same composer as Sound Horizon? I was so happy to find out! And that made me just like absolutely shocked. It looks like there's an actual English version of it too, or is that just a Japanese? No, English. Love! I can just show you this one. It's unfortunately just a still image of the character that I'm assuming sings it. As someone who has yet to play Bravely Default, I'm not really sure. Wait, I'm gonna keep putting any YouTube videos. You know, this is fine. This is fine. We can play Bravely Default for like a minute. In the crossfire! So close. English lyrics are bad. Love in the crossfire. that I found that was by the creators of Sound Horizon, and it made me really happy. The fuck is this? That's kind of like my opinion when I first heard it. That's not what I thought Bravely Default would be, but alas. I am curious about Bravely Default though, if there's any like good songs to learn from it. Because I've heard a lot of people say that Bravely Default is one of Square's best games of all time, but I never got to play it. I think I was just too young or never knew about it, or maybe I wasn't born. I don't know when it came out. So. I don't know, but it was probably before my time. It's very catchy in a weird way. What even is Bravely Default? Like, I kind of thought it was gonna be a bit more of a serious, like, mystical game, but then I found that, and I was like, what? What is the Vagrant of Love? Oh no. Oh, it's also composed by Revo? Okay, wait, now I want to listen. I love Revo. Revo is literally the composer of Sound Horizon. Let me double check if this is like a fan cover first. It should be fine if it's from a game. This sounds very Sound Horizon. I like it. Oh yeah, this feels Sound Horizon to me. They sang this in their concert too. I love Revo so much. I actually kind of was leaning towards playing it today, even though I thought Mario Kart would probably be more important. Oh, look at us finding out that it's Revo! Yeah, it has a really nice audio quality, we have to admit. Considering there's like no speaker and no audio port, I didn't think it'd have audio quality that good, but I kind of want to learn this. I know it doesn't suit my voice, but I like singing male songs and challenging myself with lower voices. It's fun. It's in that thin range where I'm able to hit like lower tones with that voice too, which is nice. The in-game version doesn't have the vocals, that's fine. I feel like it's even better that way, because then maybe I can like commission an instrumental or something. Let's try to sing it all right now. I'm hearing it for the first time. It takes a lot of listening to stuff before I can learn it. Bravely Default's my favorite RPG of all time, partly because the soundtrack. Is the soundtrack that good, Lord Sovereign? Because I saw Mia also talking about how it's her favorite of all time. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize the OST was so good. I did an entire concert recently of music by this guy. Huge fan. Finding out he's in Bravely Default was the jump scare I never knew I needed. Ooh, Brit. It's very rare that you hear riffs on like acoustic instruments and songs like this. How old is this game? When did it come out? Yeah, I don't know. Different Sound Horizon vibes definitely are a bit older, because a lot of their music, at least that I am familiar, was like 20 years or so ago. 2012? Oh, so it's a lot newer than I thought then. That explains it, because I thought it sounded familiar. I was like, I thought I saw this when I was very, very young. Okay, so I would have been around like 10. That makes sense. It was probably just not the type of game I would have been into back then. But now I definitely want to play. 3D graphics on like RPGs. I always kind of wanted them for quality on the console. So it might have slipped by my radar because of graphics. I don't know. For stuff that's like DS and 3DS, if you're using a smaller resolution, I would always prefer 2D personally. Also, Noah, happy birthday! Do you want me to sing your birthday song? No, it's all good. I'm trying. After this, we'll do something else. Because I'm tempted to just turn this to nothing but look up crudely default songs for the rest of the stream, but I don't think I should do that. Can I put PA stickers on the console? No. I was gonna say yes and shove one on, but I don't have any with me right now. The song is powerful. Hello, channel. That was a vibe. I kind of really liked that actually. I'm gonna take the dock off because it's flapping around is bothering me. Let me see. There was some stuff I wanted to look at that would be good to maybe actually, you know, look at some stuff related to this Switch too. Let me see. There's a couple things that you guys shared, and then there's some stuff that my underlings shared as well. Let me see. So there's auto caption. You know, if you're gonna use auto captions, you know, at least correct them. Because I know a lot of people use auto captions. It is something that, as a tool, saves a lot of time. It's not really taking away from creativity if you go back and you add to it or change the style or whatever. But if you just let it auto and then not correct it, you have mistakes that pop up, right? And this was a mistake that was really bad. It was posted by Sean Murray. And I guess they, you know, posted it themselves. So one of the auto captions went to, for the last year we've had this little secret room hiding some deaf kids. And they had to correct it and make a post being like, we do not have a secret room hiding deaf kids. Nintendo never once sent us deaf kids. We were hiding deaf kids. And I actually can see how the AI might have messed that up because dev kit is not a very like common word, but deaf kid is definitely more common. Yeah, not a secret anymore. They got busted. And yeah. And so that was kind of, you know, they're bad for perhaps not checking. Or maybe the auto got added after, I'm not sure. Hello, Silver! We are, you know, we unboxed the Switch 2. And now we're just looking at Switch 2 related stuff because, you know, everyone else is playing it and I'm not basic, so I'm gonna do something else. Oh, yeah! Let's see. I had some other stuff that I saved. That one just distracted me because it was funny. I wonder if Stellar Blade will come to Switch 2. I'd probably be much more likely to finish it if it ever does. This one actually left me a bit confused because I don't fully understand it. But it's a article by Nintendo Life, and they're talking about how publishers are thanking Nintendo for game key cards on the Switch 2. Well, I'm kind of skeptical because from what I've seen, Not a single person is thanking Nintendo for the game keycards. Everyone's kind of pissed, actually. Did I get the camera too? Unfortunately, I did not. I really wanted the piranha plant camera, but you know, as a VTuber, I don't think I'd ever make use of it. So I just didn't. But yeah. And in their article, they say game keycards for the Switch 2 have proven to be a monumentally controversial move for Nintendo, with many fans upset at the potential implications for game preservation and ownership. However, according to a short quote from Kauko Kino, president of Japanese video game consultancy, that's the keyword, firm Kills Inc., publishers are thanking, I don't know if you can see the air quotes, but thanking Nintendo for game keycards, noting that the move will help offset the rising cost of game development. It's from a consulting firm, though. Do we trust the consulting firm? Or is that just keyword for bullshit firm? We don't actually know. Because I don't believe it. Because I haven't seen a single actual consumer praising game keycards. There's people who don't care, but I don't think there's anyone who prefers them. Like, sure, if some people don't care, if they just want the box to put on their shelf or anything, that's fine. You know, everyone has their own preferences. But who's going to prefer not having the game on it? They'll just buy digital. It makes sense. No sense. Anyone who collects physical does genuinely care about stuff like that. If you love not owning your property, have fun with that someday. Some people are probably paid to say that. We don't even know, man. Software publishers are thanking Nintendo as they face rising costs to make games. I'm gonna be very honest, I do still think that a keycard is a step up from digital only, but it's not a step up enough that I would care to buy physical. Like, for that price, I don't want to have a game keycard. If it's the same price anyway, I want either full physical or I'll wait and get a digital sale, because digital prices can be really low. I don't want to pay like full physical price to get a game card that doesn't even have the game on it. It's just like a waste to me. And it just sucks. The vast majority of third-party titles for the Switch 2 have been revealed as game keycards, which is like Bravely Default, by the way, which actually broke my heart because that was one of the ones I really wanted to collect, but I haven't decided if I'm gonna cave and get a game key card yet. I kind of want to avoid getting any of them, especially at the beginning, because I'm hoping that if the key cards don't sell very well, maybe Nintendo will reconsider and, you know, make it a little easier to get actual game cards. But I don't know. If it proves that it's not going away, for some favorites, I might cave eventually. But for now, I'm definitely not willing to buy a game key card personally. But that's why I want to buy stuff like Guardians of Azuma, because I really want to support publishers who are putting the full game on the card. I appreciate it. Do we know how the game keycards work cross-region-wise? My guess is it would be the same as any other game working cross-region, so it shouldn't matter. It should work anywhere. It doesn't lock it to a system. It doesn't lock it to an account. It's if you have the physical copy, you can download it. They've already confirmed that, at least. Game keycards probably cost the publisher a lot less than game cards. No way it's going away. It does cost a bit less. But the thing is, if no one's buying it, a lot of cheap scrap plastic is not worth as much as a small amount of plastic that's selling. That's the thing. Publishers won't keep using it if no one buys it. They might switch to digital only, which is also really shitty, but it's a step up from, like, I don't know. Maybe it's not scamming, because at least they're honest about it, but to me it just feels very disingenuous. It's like trying to get the collecting audience, because collectors are the people who still buy physical. If you just want to play the game, you're getting digital. You're not going to go through the effort of going to a store. You're not going to go through the effort of having it take more clutter. You're just going to download it if that's all you want. It's collectors that are buying physical, you know? And this shit isn't going to appeal to collectors, because that's not what they want. region locks, there'd be actual riots. Oh yeah. I would be really mad. I think I would genuinely go like anti-Nintendo if they brought back region locks. That would be it for me. I'd be just done. No way. But yeah, a lot of the Marvelous titles have been full game on card, which is nice. Yeah, they said publishers are thanking Nintendo. Others aren't quite so keen on the idea. Stephen Kick's founder of Night Dive Studios said the move was a little disheartening. That's how I feel. I don't feel at all that this is Nintendo making it easier for publishers. I view it as Nintendo forcing you to get the game key card or nothing. That's not the same as Nintendo being nice. That's Nintendo cranking up the price of production and being like, if you can't afford it, well, at least you get this. It's not helping in any way. It's more kind of forcing a lot of people to go digital only, is how I see it. You don't want digital collectibles like music and art books? No, that too. I would potentially be willing to buy a limited edition with a game key card against my better judgment if it came with like a physical OST and art book and stuff like that, but I don't like getting those things digitally. I really like to get those kind of things physical. It arguably gates their platform harder than before. That too. I guess we have yet to see. Wait. Can I browse the eShop online for Switch 2? Because I'm curious, for just Switch 2 games, how much bullshit has gotten in already. Like, are there any Gen AI games on launch? Any of the absolute garbage slop? Or are we free from it for now? Are we free? Or has it already been appearing? If it shows the Switch 1 games as well, it's probably already there. Is there a separate store on the Switch for Switch 2? It's somewhat clean currently. That's amazing. I'm looking at their list of stuff that's coming up because I'm on Nintendo's website right now for the Switch 2. Hold on. I'm gonna capture this a little bigger. So I'm just scrolling and looking at a lot of their stuff. And it's like, it's showing footage from like Mario Kart. I love how the eShop has AI softcore hentai. I mean, it's every game store. It's there. It's Steam. It's PS5. I genuinely don't know why. The Welcome Tour, Metroid, Kirby Air Riders. That's coming out later in the year though. That one's not out yet. I was gonna say, I would have played that if it was out. Hyrule Warriors, Dragon Drive coming out this summer, and the Dusk Bloods. And they have a bunch of upcoming stuff on here as well. Xbox has maybe kind of avoided it. True, I haven't seen much on Xbox. But Bravely Default being game key cards still just made me so sad. Still waiting for calculator. You don't need a calculator. Use your phone. But here's a bunch of the new stuff that coming up, like Witch Broke Real Animals. Story of Seasons. I think a lot of people have been excited about that one. No Sleep for Konami Dante. That one is exciting, but I got the Switch 1 version pre-ordered because I don't want the game key card, but I do want to play it. But I want the Switch 1 version to avoid the key card. I like how they listed Silk Song in the upcoming, but they still don't have a date for it. And Rhino comes out next week, I believe. Yeah, that's exciting. You know what we could do? No, I think I still want to talk about the Switch 2. I was gonna say we could play the HoloLive Pit Crew game, but maybe on the weekend on my actual Switch 2 or something. We'll see. EA Sports on the Switch 2, I guess. a bunch of upcoming stuff. Story of Seasons is fully on the card. I thought so, but I wasn't 100% sure. Thanks for confirming, Brandon. I think that's why a lot of people are probably excited about it. Play the Mario Kart World game with Game Truck at your local Best Buy. So you're telling me that if I wanted to stream a Switch 2 today, I could have just brought my phone and did an IRL stream from Best Buy? Maybe I should have. Hello, mouse. Some upgrade packs. How many of you guys have got the upgrade packs? Are any of them worth it? I'm curious. Because I don't have very many of these games, but I've been kind of debating. I've been debating getting Tears of the Kingdom. I don't have Breath of the Wild. I have it on Wii U. I think that's the only one I've been debating. Everything else is just Wonder how long the line would be. Oh, true. I'd be there for like 2 minutes, and then they'd be like, you have to go. And I'd be like, but I'm streaming. And they'd be like, nah, you have to go. Also, did you guys see who helped develop the worlds in Mario Kart World? I don't know if you guys saw. There was a post talking about who helped design the world, and it's really crazy. I didn't know about this. I don't know if everyone else did, and I was just living under a rock or what. But it's pretty exciting to see that Monolith Soft actually helped with a bunch of the environments and character designs in Mario Kart World. It's good because as the first open world Mario Kart, it's nice having, yeah, I agree that it's a good sign, having something as trusted as Monolith Soft involved, because that's the team that worked on Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. I believe, didn't they work on Xenoblade as well? I could be wrong, but I was pretty sure they're like literally the Xenoblade people. If you have a high tier Switch Online, then Zelda upgrades are included. Oh, nice! Then I guess I can just play them already. Monolith Soft makes everything good. True. They just, everything they touch is good. So they are mainly Xenoblade. I thought so. I was like, isn't Xenoblade like literally who they are? But it wasn't 100% sure. They did some crazy magic with their Switch games. No, for real, they ran so smoothly considering what crazy shit they did. So I'm excited to see what they pulled off too. I'm hoping it means that Mario Kart World was really well optimized as well. But we'll have to see. We'll run around and yap in it someday. I don't know when that day will be. We can even potentially do Mario Kart for our member stream tomorrow. Just like chat a little bit and then play it while I attempt to yap in Japanese or just play. I don't know. Because I don't have reason or I can't use this one today. This one's too precious to use. Definitely why I'm not using it. They're hard pushing open world Mario Kart to sell consoles. I've always wanted an open world Mario Kart though. Because I'm the type of person who always enjoys like going off course and trying to break it just for funsies. So being encouraged to do that is actually really fun. Mario Kart multiplayer's peaks is the waiting room is just free roam mode. That's so good! Man, I really wanted to play it today. That's okay. It's fine. This is fine. I'm still unboxing. Yes, this is still a Switch 2, a very real Switch 2 stream. This is fine. This is so fine. Yes, we're good. We're so good. Never been better. Let me see. I had one more thing that I thought could be interesting to look at. They have a YouTube video that could be interesting to watch. They uploaded a video that breaks down the offline setup of Switch 2. It checks all the functions in the launch games. It's 23 minutes on Does It Play. I feel like that could be a good one to watch, potentially. Oh my god, look at how reflective the screen is in this. Maybe I'm blessed. Maybe I'm blessed that I got a unique Switch 2. This would have been really in danger. I know that Gold Bullet apparently did like a midnight stream, and I'm very much wondering how the fuck right now. How the fuck did he manage to pull that off? Okay. this is uploaded by Does It Play. So make sure to check out their channel if you want to support it. I'm gonna give the video a like.
Hello everybody. So I got myself a Switch 2 here. And
not as fancy
in this
as
video,
mine.
I want to try to set it up fully without internet and try to use it just to see
really
exactly what
screen.
things you can do, what things you can't do. I'm basically just trying to see exactly what things on the system require an internet connection or not. So yeah, that's gonna be the purpose of this video. Right now I have not actually, I've just got the system.
Oh god, that's so reflective! That's just practically a mirror!
Well, that's a lie. I actually did.
Yeah, we're watching a Switch 2 video on the Switch 2. Amazing.
But yeah, I guess let's just get started. Get right to it. I don't know if it's going to turn on automatically. Let's see. It is.
Yeah, it's good to know that the Switch 2 can play videos. It's great. The reflection's less scary when it has lights on it, at least, so that wouldn't have been too bad.
First time setup, but I'm not gonna connect it to the internet. That's gonna be the main thing. So.
That's true. You can check out your makeup while you're raised.
Totally
Well, at least for people who wear makeup. I was just born like this.
So now it's asking to connect to the internet. It does say an internet connection will simplify the setup process. Hold on, I'm actually gonna lower the volume of the system a little bit. So yeah, it does say an internet connection will simplify the setup process.
I think you can use the console without internet though, right? It wouldn't make sense to lock a whole console to internet.
You could just skip the internet setup. So you don't need an internet connection, at least to get through the setup. So let's see.
That's good. Because some people might not have Wi-Fi at all or all the time. They just have hardwired wherever they are.
I think it is like 1 a.m. here. I don't know exactly what time it is though, because I'm currently recording with my phone, so I can't check the time. I think it's about 1 a.m. here because I just got back.
Get a clock in addition to your phone.
So I guess I'll just pick that. I guess it doesn't.
I say that as someone who doesn't have a clock in addition to my phone.
It does give you the option to
your phone and your computer always have a clock. You don't need them.
I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to hit don't transfer.
This looks like Switch 2ception right now.
With Switch 2, you could play games wherever you want, however you want. The system can stand at whatever angle you like, right?
As far as the screen doesn't reflect when... No, it does. You can see a little bit of a reflection still. It's just not as noticeable because the bright lights are brighter than the reflection.
I guess I'll do that. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Does it? Do I have to? Can I reconnect them now?
The Joy-Cons. It is kind of satisfying to watch them just like click into place instead of the old sliding that felt really awkward, and I always felt like I was breaking it, and then I'd have to like jiggle it out a little bit because it would get stuck.
Style, you can change it at any
time. It does
time.
look really satisfying. You just snap them into place like this.
Okay.
The real test is gonna be with Miku boxing.
Okay, so it does ask to sign in to a Nintendo account, but
how does Miku boxing
right here, you see the option down here. You can
the
add
Joy-Cons,
or
do I throw them?
So I'll pick that.
It is satisfying.
I guess it doesn't really matter too much what icon I pick. So
I'm gonna have to do some Joy-Con snapping ASMR. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I guess I could type. I guess I
satisfying.
I forgot this has a touch screen. Alright. So there we go.
Hello there, one of us. You want to switch to for the hardware upgrade? That's the thing. A Steam Deck would probably give you more flexibility. But if you want Nintendo exclusives, that's mainly what it's going to come down to if you're buying a Steam Deck or not. It's going to be, do you want the Nintendo exclusives? If you don't care about the Nintendo exclusives, a Steam Deck is always going to be your better bet. But if you want the Nintendo exclusives, the Switch 2 seems to be a beast. They can play everything pretty good. Also, thank you, Kenny Coda, for the read. I appreciate it.
Alright. And that's the setup complete.
Who uses the touchscreen to type on the Switch? Who doesn't use the touchscreen? It's such a pain to use the stick and go across to type everything. Are you a masochist? No, just use the touchscreen.
Wow, that is a lot more personality than the Switch 1's home screen had.
There's no icons. Imagine having nothing on your home screen. That's going to throw me off. I'm going to be so confused.
Take a look around the system to see if any system features require an internet connection. So the first thing I guess I'm going to try is the switch online. I'm assuming this is not going to
Well,
work.
that definitely is going to require online. Yeah, the naked home screen.
Okay, so it does say to update the system to continue, which is interesting. I have not connected this to the internet at all, so it shouldn't know that there's an update available.
Yeah, yeah.
So back out of that. Game chat probably won't work either. Oh, yep, it actually
Also,
does
the
say
really
here,
important thing about the offline setup and
it
demonstration,
says update the system to use this feature.
you know, just getting to see what you can do not connected to the internet if for any reason you can't is always important.
Also says to update the system. That's actually kind of weird. The news section actually
the way the right
just
side of the
fine
Switch 2 is slanted, it's not
on the Switch
slanted.
So that's
It's
kind of
just
weird
the
that it asks for an
Joy-Con
account
is
and stuff.
slanted.
I'm assuming the eShop
There we
won't
go.
work either. Nope. All right, let's see if the album works. Let's see, the album does seem to work.
Nice. So you can still look at your screenshots.
Okay,
I would be concerned
Can
if
I
it
capture
didn't.
a picture of the home screen? Will it let me? It does. Okay. Let's see. See what we can do in the album. It does let you copy to a micro SD card, which is interesting. There's some filters there, and then an order. Let's see. Does it... It doesn't seem to have any way to... I remember the Switch 1 had this feature where you could transfer a screenshot over to your phone through local wireless, which was a very, very cool feature.
I thought that got taken away at some point, though, unless I just stopped using it.
See that feature
No, I think that was
so
Twitter that got taken away. The
Switch
Twitter
2 does not
API.
have that. See if game share works.
When it went to shit
It
and
does
lost.
not. So game share requires
PlayStation
an
2.
update. Hopefully controllers works. Okay, yeah, controllers does work. Virtual game cards. I know this.
I do like the virtual game cards though, in the way that you can share games digitally with other people. It's like download play on the DS. Is bringing that back is really nice.
And then let's see what's in the system settings.
But even more,
So
like
you
you can,
have
if
this,
you have, say you have a family that has like 3
this,
Switch 2s,
like,
you
support
can
health and
all
safety
share
thing.
a
There's an
game
airplane
even if
mode
you only
setting.
have one digital
Assuming
copy.
that will work.
As
So
long as you take turns with it. Kind of like sharing a Steam library.
Use all that. It's got an auto
And
brightness
that's really
setting.
nice.
I guess I'll keep that off for now so you can see it a little bit easier.
Switch 1 can still transfer to
I am not
PC.
going to touch this because I don't want to accidentally connect it to the internet. Okay. So it does look like the parental controls are an online-only thing, and you have to update the system to use that. Accessibility, so it's got these.
Never understood parental controls
Looks like
personally.
you can do button mapping without the update.
I can get it maybe for like buying games, but the reality is
you have software
most
data.
kids can probably figure out how to turn
looks
off
like it comes
parental
with
controls
232
anyway.
gigabytes of system memory.
I
We
just
have the
never really got the
users, which
point.
we already set up. We have the controllers.
I guess if you're
Update
giving it to
control
like a
Let's see
3-year-old
if
or
it has any
something.
updates for the controllers. It does not.
But if you're old enough to own your own Switch 2, you're probably old enough to not need parental controls because you should ideally know not to do stupid shit.
That'll look pretty normal. Display.
For bedtime, I guess makes sense if
turn
it
HDR
turns
on
off
and
at a certain
off.
time or whatever. It's for parents that actually pay attention to
120
what
hertz
kids play.
output also
I
on
feel
and
like if
off,
a parent
and it looks
actually
like you
paid
can just-
attention to what kids play, they'd probably sit
looks
with
like it's
them
on
while they
default.
play it. Although they don't always, it's not
this is
fair to
nice.
assume
the,
they'd always
the
have
PS5
time.
was actually missing this option when it came out, so you can have it set to only use HDR.
Your teen
when
cousin doesn't know
the
how to plug
software
their own
actually supports it.
They don't
which
know
is
how to
good,
plug it
'cause
in?
In my opinion, HDR
What?
tends to look.
Although
like,
I have
when
seen
you
a lot of
play an
people
SDR
complaining
game
about how
in
kids are
SDR,
really
it
stupid these days.
When you play an SDR
Like,
game in
apparently,
HDR, it tends to
growing
look
up
worse
with
than if you were
AI
just
and
to
TikTok
play
and
in
stuff has
SDR, so I
genuinely
am
been
glad that
having
this setting is here,
some
so I'm
pretty
gonna
bad effects
do
on
that.
kids.
So
Like
this setting only
genuinely,
works
not
if
like
you,
conspiracy
hook it up
theory.
to
Like there's
TV.
been
Let's see, can I
major
create a me
issues.
without the update?
But that's probably a whole other rant.
Looks like you can. Yep. So it does look like you can use the meme maker without the update.
Nice!
It's
Can still
just,
make some
I don't know.
memes. Have there been any new hairstyles or anything added to memes, or is
I'm
it
not gonna
like
bother
just the
too much
same
with
as
this. I'm
always?
gonna try to speed through
It's
some of
interesting
this.
because like
But
Tomodachi
it
Life
does
and
look
them, they
like
have
you
some
can
really
create
cool
memes
Mii
without the update.
customizations, but then the actual Mii maker is just
Amiibo, I don't
always
know.
the same from what I've seen.
Okay, it does seem like Amiibos work.
Speaking
without
as an
updates.
iPad kid, your attention span
We
is
got
terrible.
these two basic
I
themes.
grew up with like technology,
We got
but I grew up with it in a
notifications,
different
we got
way.
sleep mode.
I was one of the people
And we
that
got
got really
system.
encouraged
So,
by technology
It
to
does
try
say
learning.
here that the system
lot of
comes
different
with
things.
firmware 19.0.0.
So I guess that's
That
the
might
launch
be
version.
somewhat important in case, you know, we try some games on here and it updates the firmware. So Yeah. All right.
The problem
So,
is, it's
I
not even
guess
that kids don't
before
have potential.
I
I
try
feel
a
like
Switch 2 cartridge,
so many
what I
people,
want to do
even
first
adults,
is I actually want to try a Switch
have just
1
kind of
cartridge because I've
lost the
heard that those
motivation to
require a
learn
firmware
how to
update.
learn,
So I'm gonna grab
if that makes sense.
a random Switch cartridge
No one
off my
wants to
shelf.
learn or
I'm
put
sitting
in
right
any
next to my shelf.
effort when you can get quick
I just grabbed
dopamine by
Minecraft, so let's try
scrolling.
Minecraft.
Why
See
should
if
you
that
put in the
works.
effort to better yourself or do any hobbies
See, I'm
or
assuming the
accomplish
cartridge slot,
anything
yeah,
if
the
you can
cartridge
just
slot is still
scroll?
in the same spot that it is on the Switch 1. Ooh.
On trains, you
This is
see everyone's
actu-
just
oh,
swiping
okay.
Instagram, nobody
It's
reading.
reversed.
Okay, but
Oh,
to be
wow.
fair, taking
That
a
is a
physical
lot
book on
different
transit,
looking
like
than
it can make a lot of
That
people
looks
car
way
sick
different than it
anyway,
looked on the Switch
in
1.
ways that like scrolling sometimes doesn't.
Okay.
But the reality, why
Oh,
Instagram?
That's interesting.
I thought that
Oh.
shit was dead.
I was about to say, I was
Wally's our
really shocked
future.
that this actually
Not if
appeared
people
on my
pick up
home screen.
Miku boxing.
So yeah, it does look like you need a firmware
I've been
update
actually
to
starting my day with going
play
for a walk
Switch
every
1
morning lately
games.
too. I'm gonna
I was
pause this for a
very
sec because it's
surprised it
kind of like a
actually showed
tangent.
up.
But I actually saw some clips about Bao talking about how bad her anxiety and stuff has been, and I related really deeply. I don't know her situation, of course, but I related really deeply to like a lot of what she was saying and needing to like help yourself and stuff. I've been trying to start my day by getting out of bed with only one snooze maximum. Because I do like to sometimes have one snooze. I look forward to it. But I no more snoozing for an hour. One snooze, and then I have to get out of bed and go for a walk immediately. Force myself to go outside and actually breathe in fresh air and see sunlight, even if I don't want to. And I think it's been good. I'm trying to also make sure I go outside somewhere different and see friends once a week. If those two things happen on the same day, cool. If not, I have to do the two separate things. But it's been good.
I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to just. I was expecting it to just give me a message. Yeah, I was expecting it to just give me a message telling me to update, but no, it actually does appear.
Huh.
All right.
Nice.
Now time for
I
the
guess I
moment
can play
y'all
it
been
and you
waiting
shouldn't be able to
for.
have any updates.
Let's try some Switch 2 games. So I don't know. I don't know which one to try first. I guess maybe the one I might want to try first is
Talking to
Mario
people in
Kart
person,
World.
I know it's crazy.
I also have these Switch 2 editions,
I met up
which
with
I'm
a
not really
friend
too sure about.
on yesterday.
I'm not really
no,
sure which
Tuesday.
one to try first, to be honest.
And it was good.
You know what? I'm gonna try Breath of the Wild. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try Breath of the Wild because
would
this
be the
is a Switch
Switch
2
1
edition,
version.
and I'm actually very curious to see if because these cartridges
Well,
actually
the
work
upgraded
on
version.
both
No,
the Switch
because
1
isn't-
and the Switch 2.
Yeah.
So I'm curious
How does it
if
work?
this does require a firmware update to use.
How does
or
it work? If you put it in the
So-
Switch 2, because I know you can also play
not. I guess
that
I'm gonna
on
try
Switch
this
1.
first.
I have heard
Let's
actually
see.
that Cyberpunk, not only just Cyberpunk, I've heard a
Alright,
lot
I'm
of the
gonna
games
pop this
are
in
really good
and
ports.
see what
Like people
happens.
are saying everything, even stuff that was broken on the Switch
Okay.
1, like Hyrule
It
Warriors.
does say here,
Apparently
update the system to
on
use the
Switch
current
2,
game
they
card.
run really
Let's see if
good.
that lets me do it. I'm not gonna touch the cartridge. Okay. So this
Update
cartridge
complete.
has a firmware update on it because it just copied the firmware update off of the cartridge.
Nice.
I forgot to mention, but I am still
Hello,
disconnected from the
Papagno.
internet. I have not touched the internet settings on here at all.
Yes, this
As you
shows
can see
no
here,
no
it's still
internet.
disconnected from the internet.
We can play
So,
Breath
yep.
of the Wild Switch 1 port. Can be
and
played
this one
variably
shows up
locked at 30
as
FPS.
Breath of
That's
the
what I
Wild
thought,
Nintendo
yeah.
Switch 2 edition. And
So I guess they do
now
have
I'm
it
gonna
on
go
the
down
card.
here
The update. That's
and
nice.
I'm gonna see what.
For if
Okay,
you have
so
a
it
Switch 2.
updated the system to firmware 19.
Scarlet and Violet work on the Switch 2?
So that's the firmware update that it installed.
Oh God, has anyone tested
I
that
guess
yet?
now
I'm
a good
curious.
question is whether
What if they
or not
break even
Switch
worse?
1 games work after this update. So let's see.
Mm.
I'm gonna try my Minecraft cartridge again just to see if it works. So let's pop in my Minecraft cartridge.
Scarlet and Violet had patches. You get a full 60 FPS now.
See if it
nice.
works. And it does not. Okay, so it still requires
I
yeah,
still
it still
enjoyed the
requires
game
a
as broken
system
as it
update
was. Hello, Jamie
in order
Rose.
to play.
I hope the Joy-Cons on the
Ouch.
Switch 2 are less prone to
It feels a
breaking.
lot stiffer. The
I think
cartridge
it
slot feels a
looks
bit stiffer
very
than on the
sturdy.
Switch 1. Maybe it's
What
just because
do
I
you-
haven't broken it in yet. I don't know.
I don't think it looks
So,
very
I guess now
breakable.
let's just try
I
every
think
other
it
cartridge
looks
we have.
good.
Oh, you know what
Yeah.
though? I did not actually try booting Breath of the Wild. I should have probably tried that. Let's see if that one actually boots. Before I try anything else.
You think
Let's
there were
make
a lot
sure
of
the game
releases that were
actually
meant for
boots.
Switch 2 but had to get downgraded due to COVID
And
hardware delays?
It does.
I don't know
Okay.
though.
So, after installing the firmware update that is included on the cartridge, the game boots.
I mean, COVID hasn't really delayed anything in a long
And
time.
I'm gonna...
I don't know if it would have been
Oh, I
related.
forgot. This game just goes straight into the game. It doesn't actually, like, have a main menu right away. Alright. But we can confirm the game boots.
Yeah. That's good. Because I know
So
with
I
the
guess
Switch
now,
2 games,
let's
where they had the
try
update
the other
patch, people were
cartridges I have.
unsure, but knowing that
So I'm
the
gonna
update patch seems to
try-
be on the card is good.
The Tears of the Kingdom cartridge next.
They should have
just to
skipped the
see.
OLED model and moved to Switch 2. I agree. I don't think very many people actually cared about the OLED. I
Now
definitely
that shows
didn't.
up
I never
as
bothered
Tears
getting
of the
one.
Kingdom Switch 2 edition with 1.3.0 on it. And actually, it also does say specifically here, this is Nintendo Switch 2 software, not Switch 1. And yeah,
The thing is, they were
Minecraft
hoping
says it's
people
the
just
Switch
wanted
1
like the
software,
cleaner and the
so
brighter
let's
graphics.
boot this one up.
But people wanted better graphics through hardware
this one works,
performance. They didn't
which it
want a
should.
better screen. So it was just not really
It
it,
does
you know?
boot up just fine.
They didn't understand the consumers,
I'm not
essentially.
going to play these for too long because I have a lot of things to test on this thing. All right. I'm going to try the third game.
Yeah,
the
Guardians of
third
Asimov,
Switch 2
base!
edition that I have, which is Rune Factory. So let's see if this one...
Because this one is full
triggers
game on
anything.
cart, I'm gonna assume this
Does
one would
not.
launch properly. Also, can we
Okay, so the
appreciate how
cartridge for
quickly
this
the
has
UI is moving and the menu?
1.0.1 on it.
Look at everything
See if
is
this
so
one
quick.
boots.
The Switch 2, or
And
the
it
Switch 1 I
does.
find really slow and laggy. So I'm really impressed just seeing how fast the menu is moving. You got the Zelda OLED, it makes a big difference? Really? So it actually was worth it, you found? To me, it's like, if it worked, I'd rather have slightly less quality and
taking a
not
while to
spend
boot.
money on a whole
Should-
new console,
Oh,
because
there
I'm a
it goes.
cheapskate.
And
You
yep,
don't get
this
to be
one
a
does,
rich
in fact, boot
CEO
as
unless
well.
you hoard them pennies. eShop boots
I
up
don't know if
faster
this one's
too?
gonna take a
What
while to
about
reach
browsing
the
the eShop? Because there's so many times browsing the Switch
main
1
menu or
eShop, I
anything.
have to wait an eternity. Is it actually like stable to browse now?
Yep, so this one definitely boots.
You like the OLED?
All right.
Maybe I slept on it then if it was good. But I usually play in docked mode anyway.
And then
Would
that's
the
all
OLED
of the
actually, yeah,
Switch
does the
2
OLED
edition cartridges.
does
So
the
now I
hardware
got
make a difference
two
if you're playing on dock? Because I
actual
almost never use handheld.
proper Switch 2 games I
I
can
like
try
the
on this
option
thing. So
to
I'm
have
going to try
handheld, but
Mario
I
Kart
don't usually
first.
use it.
So let's try Mario Kart.
It's because it hurts my wrists too much to hold it. It's too heavy and too big. Which
And
means I'm
yep.
probably never using
And this
handheld
includes
Switch 2.
1.0.0 on the cartridge.
It's even bigger
Make
and
sure this
heavier, and
boots
my
up as
wrist
well.
is screaming. Just looking at it. I like mine, it's light.
And it does. All right. Let me make sure it actually makes it past this screen, just to prove it.
Mario Kart, I can see requiring a lot of online for
I'm
some
gonna let
stuff,
I'm
though.
gonna let it get past this screen.
Because I don't know how much, like, the rankings and stuff
Okay.
would
Yep.
go
This one
online. I
does
feel
work
like
as well.
unlocking carts and stuff is
I'm not gonna.
probably okay.
I'm not gonna show much of that because I'm sure that might be a spoiler to some people. So I'm not gonna show much of
That
that.
was actually a really interesting point that I saw you guys talking about recently on Discord, like
But it does
spoiler
boot.
culture going a bit too
And then
far.
finally,
I agree.
let's try out Cyberpunk.
I think I personally want to avoid spoilers.
Cyberpunk's
Like
one I'm
for
very,
Nikkei,
very
and I really want to
interested
start
in,
Limbus
'cause
Company and stuff. I
this is
don't
probably
like
the biggest
story
game
spoilers
available
or
on the
anything
Switch
that
2
gives
right now,
away like
at least
major
physically.
shit. But when it comes to like
And,
anything
yeah,
that
so
could be in a
Cyberpunk
launch
includes
trailer,
version 2.21
that's not
on
really
the
a
cartridge.
spoiler.
Oh wow, this one doesn't even ask for an account.
If it's like the
number, it
first
just-
5
it just
minutes,
boots.
unless there's some major
I know some Switch games
shock
will
that
ask for the
happens, which
account,
I
like,
doubt
once
there
you
is
reach
in
the
Mario
title
Kart.
screen
Like
or
just
something.
seeing the
So
main
let's
menu
see
and
what that
shit,
one's
to me
like.
that's really not a spoiler. Like I don't understand why people get so angry about that. I know we all have our different preferences, so whatever, but it's like, finding out X character dies, that's a fucking spoiler that I don't want to know until I get there. But just finding out, like, somebody drinks coffee once or something, like, that's, no, who cares? You know? Hello, MJ Tenkin. Hello, Asrin. I have to say, the menu for Cyberpunk looks cool. I don't think I've actually ever seen gameplay of this.
Yep, and it does ask.
You won't
for
spend your
account
money on
there.
a launch system. You'll wait when there's more exclusives. I don't think that's
I
a
do
bad
not agree.
decision. The other thing
So,
is,
yeah, it
you
does
can probably
include
find good sales
version
coming up if you're willing to
2.21,
wait until the
listed on the
holidays.
main menu.
Because there's gonna
Says
be like
console
Black
features.
Friday
Ooh,
and
wow, they got
Boxing
like a whole
Day
thing
and
listing
Cyber
all the console
Monday.
features.
So if you aren't fully
Interesting,
sold
okay.
yet, there might be an opportunity where you can
So-
get it a bit cheaper. But if you're
And
fully
you can
sold,
skip
then
straight to
you
Phantom
know.
Liberty. Actually,
hopefully
you
you
know,
can
what? I might as well
find
try to
one.
actually start a game. Why not? I'll just pick all the default settings.
I've
I
actually
guess.
heard, yeah, the 150cc is
Just make
apparently
sure.
really fucking hard on the Switch
I'll
too.
just pick all the
Like people
default
are
stuff.
saying it's brutal.
Yep.
You started playing Pokemon Scarlet right now?
Just
It
to be
does look
sure.
better. Interesting. I never finished the DLC for Scarlet. I wonder if it's now the perfect time for me to do it.
I'll lower the
Because I can have it
the
looking
volume, that
actually
way you won't get
nice.
spoiled, although I guess you can read the subtitles.
I loved it,
too,
but I
I
can admit
guess.
the quality was really bad. Cyberpunk looks beautiful though.
I'm actually
from
curious
watching
how
him
fast the
play.
loading times are. Wow, that's actually not bad. Okay.
Mm.
And this is all running with the default
gonna hit
settings, so I
subscribe
don't
to
know
his
if it's running in
channel.
because I've
I'm
heard
really
this
grateful
version has
that
a
he made this
performance
video.
and a quality mode. I'm not sure which mode it's running in right
If a
now.
trailer uses up all the good jokes,
So
it's
I
a
guess we'll
trailer
find
that's
out.
bad because of spoilers. True. Sometimes trailers
Ooh,
try
black
to make
screen. Oh,
something look
another
good by
loading
cramming
screen.
the only
Okay.
good stuff all at once in
Got
its
2
pain.
loading screens. All right.
I feel like making a good trailer is a.
All right, and
oh
there
my
we
god! I
go.
thought that
Now
was his
we're in
hand
game.
for a second, and it was testing a
Oh,
camera.
I thought that was like an actual glitch for a second.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
no, that's just the game.
yeah. Even I got
All right.
confused.
And yep.
This looks really
Here
nice.
we are. We're in game now.
I wouldn't have thought that the Switch could look
Look at
like
that.
have graphics
You
like
can
this before.
indeed play this
This
game without
genuinely
updates.
looks like, at least, it's hard to tell
it
100% because
kind
the
of
video is
feels
compressed,
like it's just
obviously.
running in the
But to me,
30
this
FPS
quality
mode.
looks on
I
par
don't know, let's
almost
see.
with,
Let's see what
if
mode it's
not
running in
on
right now.
par with PS5.
I'm gonna go graphics.
And this is in handheld, which
Okay.
is usually much
maybe in
lower
video.
quality. So that's
yeah, so it's got
genuinely
quality
kinda
and then
crazy.
performance. Ooh, switched screen modes for this second. Oh wow, I noticed the image
I think people
quality
are mainly
got
worried
a
about
bit worse
tariff
there.
increases. They were incentivized to
Okay,
get
yeah,
them sooner
so-
than later.
wow,
That's
actually.
true. I wonder if that's why so many
It kinda
people have
looks like
gone
it's an
crazy.
unlocked
Although
frame rate,
even
'cause
people
it-
who live in
this
places
feels
without
like
tariffs have
super
talked about
smooth
like
when I look
absolute
straight up at the sky, and then it's less
trying to
smooth
get
when I
one.
look
So maybe
down, so
not. Maybe just the
I'm
height.
wondering if it's actually a
Unless I
fully
can tell.
unlocked
Zelda
frame
Muso is
rate.
December anyways.
That's
I'm
interesting.
excited for more Zelda Muso.
But yeah, I can confirm at least that the performance and quality modes are on the cartridge.
How's
Alright.
the graphic quality to the Steam
I
Deck?
guess actually one more thing I wanted to try.
I can't really
is to
compare because they
see
don't have a
if-
Steam Deck, but I've been
Okay, yeah,
wanting
I
one.
was gonna see
The
if
quality is lesser
some of
on
the other
Steam Deck.
features
Really?
allow you to use them without the update. Oh wait,
So the Switch
And it
2
doesn't
has
look
better
like it, so-
quality than a Steam Deck,
yeah.
you'd say,
So
Nico?
basically,
Yeah, Cyberpunk is
basically,
really looking
to sum
impressive.
things up,
As someone who didn't really
you
have any interest in
can set
Cyberpunk
up the
before, I'm
system
almost
without an
curious
internet
about playing it
connection.
on Switch 2 just to
you
like
can
see what they
play
managed to pull off with
Switch 2
it.
games
You do think
without
so?
setting up
Interesting.
an internet connection.
That's actually a really good
Switch 2
sign.
games will have a
Maybe they were
firmware
joking
update
when they
on the
said they're
cartridge
finally like
that,
going on par.
does not require
with modern
an internet
graphics.
connection that
They
you
can
can
outperform
use
a Steam
to
Deck,
update
that's
the system,
huge.
and then you can play the Switch 2 games. Switch 1 games require a firmware, online firmware update. At least it seems for the moment. The one thing I have not tested actually is SD cards. I know some people might be curious about
Yeah,
the
if you
SD
have games
card.
on an SD
I
card.
did not buy an SD card, unfortunately, so I can't test that. But and I also
Cyberpunk
didn't buy
is
any
very
GameCube
high needs for
cartridges,
graphics.
So if
and
you're
just
wondering
needs
how
the Switch
those
to be able to
work,
handle.
I
Yeah,
couldn't tell
no,
you,
because even on
unfortunately.
PC it
But
was
at the very
super broken
least,
on launch.
If you want to play Switch 2 games without internet,
But it works perfect on Switch
at
2.
least the launch models do allow
crazy.
you to do that. But in
I've
order
even
to
seen
play
some people
Switch
say
2
it's the
games,
best
it does
port
seem like
of
you have to
Cyberpunk
update
yet.
the firmware using the firmware update that is on the cartridge, which doesn't require an internet connection.
Saw footage where it showed
But if you want to play
comparisons of
Switch
PS4,
1 games,
Xbox One,
at least
PS5 for
right
this game
now,
with Switch 2.
you do have
Switch
to
2
connect
had
to
the
the
best,
internet to update in order to actually
PS4
play
was
the
best
games.
on loading times.
I'm not entirely sure if there are going to be, if it, you know, for example, in the future, if future games, like future Switch 2 games at least, will include the firmware update on them that is required to run these. I'm not entirely too sure. It's a bit early to tell right now, unfortunately. But
I forgot that
at
I
the very
beat my
least, you
Joy-Con, and I'm
can
like, what is
play
this weird like
Switch
mark at
2
the
games,
top?
and including
Forgot I
these
did it.
Switch 2 editions without an internet connection, at the very least. That's the important part, in my opinion. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you, Doesn't Play, for going
Goodbye.
through and checking all that stuff for us. Really, really, really appreciate it. Make sure to go support the original video as well. I gave it a like, and I gave them a subscribe. It's just good to have a place where you can get all that information. And I obviously, mine's not quite ready to, to test that shit, so, I'm glad someone did it for me. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break, I think, and go to the washroom. And, I'll be right back after that. We can talk a little while longer, maybe like an hour or an hour and a half. I want to look up some more stuff about the Switch 2, like some comparisons, some graphic comparisons and stuff. If you have anything good that we can look at, feel free to share it in Discord, and I'll try to keep an eye out. But I need to take a break. I just realized I didn't check if my break screen is set up. Oh, fucking hell. Hold on. It's definitely not, but I think I can get it. Hold on. By the way, did you guys know that when I reset up, more like when I set up my new PC, I lost every single OBS scene? I had backups from 2023. I thought I backed up new ones, but I'm working on backups from 2023, so it's not quite correct. I've been doing my best. Give me a sec. I gotta get into my emails to get a file that I need real quick. How do I search in my emails? Okay, hold on. Login. Login! Is this the right one? I don't think that's the right one. Hold on. I think it is the right one, actually. Hold on. Okay. It went from I need a toilet break to being backed up since 2023. No! I am not marinating 2-year shit. What the fuck? I said I had OBS scenes that were backed up in 2023, and I lost everything else. What the fuck? Hold on, I gotta figure out what was my password for this thing. Yeah, second try! Who says that? I don't know! Neon Desert, I don't know! It was in my chat! Hold on. Let me Yeah, let me... Seeing... Okay, it's working. Perfect. Okay, I'll be right back!
Better than usual, father.
I should take a screenshot of this and put it on Twitter out of context. Out of context, Octopath. Lately, this collar feels tighter than usual, father. Judgment finds all we hold to a memory of scorn. Tell us why, given life, we are meant to die, helpless as our pride. Witness suffer borrow. I don't know the words. What was that? What? Holy fuck you! That was so fast this time! Let's fucking go! Yeah, I bought cheap earbuds. I'm sorry, my brain. And then the charger for them. I lost it! My first day bringing them anywhere, and I lost it. It fell out of my pocket in the parking lot when I was walking to the bus. And I only realized after I got back to the warehouse. I was like, oh no. Because I didn't notice, and I couldn't find them anywhere in the warehouse. So I was like, it's definitely in the parking lot. And then I managed to go back, right? I managed to go back. Somehow I find it still sitting in the parking lot, but it had tire marks on it. It was run over by a car. But it still works. It still works. Maybe it is just a glitch, honestly. Wait, shit! I never realized. Icebox! Did you not make it so that they could combine? I'm helping you test your game. It's all good. If it is really simple, then you know for next time. You forgot. You forgot. Icebox. Does this count as winning?
恥ずかしいものかったりなめやってもらよぶは強い生き残りたい生き残りたいまだ生きてたくなる星座の導きで今見つめ合った生き残りたい途方に暮れてきらりかれてゆく本気の体見せつけるまで私眠らない
Okay, I'm gonna put on my end screen. Don't forget to come back later. It looks like we're like leaning heads, but my ponytail's like going in your face. It's gonna make you sneeze. I tickle your nose. Are you smelling my hair?
No.
What the fuck? It chases you! It chases you! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Attack him! Don't attack me! Attack him! Attack him! Attack him! Please! 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 What the fuck? What the fuck?
Lead him over here! Lead him over here! There's like some kind of ball!
I died! What
You
the
did it!
fuck, game?
Holy shit.
Well, that's one death, and I would like to claim that was not my fault. That didn't even try to attack you. Ah! Listen. I even realized that I would die going inside the building, so I saved right before I went in the building. That's not competent. I don't know what is. Saving before I'm gonna die because I know I'm gonna die? What the fuck? What the fuck? That's just cruel. You might as well be saying I'm good for nothing. I mean, not that it isn't true, but still. Are you a PAM employee? It's the PAM employee outfit very commonly. I feel like maybe not though. I don't know. He's taller than me. Oh, I have the UI hidden. No, don't run! I'm not a weirdo. Oh, Rekka Inferno. Like flame of Rekka. Wait, oh no, childhood anime man, please come back. Childhood anime man. You're coming back! Let me catch. Ooh, there you go. Fuck! Exactly, that's why I don't enjoy going in blind. Because going in blind, it's just like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Oh, this. Okay, we are back. And I forgot I had no transition still, so I got jump scared when it was so quick. Holy moly. Yeah. I'm still in so much emotional pain at this gift today. It's what it is, you know. On the bright side, 76% of you guys voted no on the Did You Get a Switch 2 poll. So, you know, maybe this stream is more relatable anyway. I can join in everyone else who's like coping, except I know that at least I'll have one tomorrow. Exactly enough time to fuck me up as a content creator and miss the important launch window. So I took matters into my own hands, and this is fine. You know, this is fine. It's okay. It's you know, we have a Switch 2. We have a Switch 2. It's fine. Yeah. Let me see. Because you want me to have all the attention you do on the Razor 2K? I do love attention. I will take it. It was fast thinking. I would call it less fast thinking and more desperate as fuck. It's definitely a little more along the extremely desperate line of things. I'm gonna follow Does It Plays account because that was really useful. I wonder what else could we do? Yo, we have a Switch 2 at home. Let me know. Hello. Wait, let me mod you. The Switch 2 looks so nice. Right. Look at the Joy-Cons. They snap off so nicely. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about the really annoying like slidey thing anymore. You just snap them on and off. It's so good. And look at the kickstand! Look at the kickstand! It even has a swivel! I think it's great. I highly approve of the Switch 2. It is! Nico, it's fully recyclable! It's an extremely recyclable console. I think there's never quite been one this recyclable before. Yeah. The technology, indeed! It's the lightest handheld I think I've ever seen. Like, it has eco-friendly, and handheld. There's like everything possible that could go good with a console is definitely happening with this one. It is easy to carry around. Exactly. It's so light. Wow. Like, whoo! You can even throw it and it like never breaks. Like look at this. Look at this. You can put it in a blender and it would probably survive. Like the Joy-Con still hasn't even popped off yet, which is actually kind of surprising. Okay, now they're maybe popping off a little. Okay. I'm sorry, Switch 2. I'm sorry for beating you up. It's for the content. Hello, Libra. It's true. I can't throw it. It's multiple hundreds of dollars. That's expensive. Too expensive to throw. I gotta be careful. What games did you get for it? I'm glad you asked. I got Mario Kart. See? We just put it in. We played it earlier. We played Mario Kart. We decided to just sit in the menu and yap, but we played some Mario Kart. Just the menu. It's fine. It's fine. I really wanted to get Bravely Default, but the game key card made me angry, so I didn't get it, unfortunately. Maybe someday. We'll have to see if Mario catch up. Do the Switch 2 cartridges taste funny? I don't know about the cartridges, but I did bite the Joy-Con. Because someone asked me if it had a lot of fiber. I can confirm it had so much fiber that I couldn't actually chew it off, so I decided to just not. But it seems very fibrous. I can give a lick test potentially. I wonder what it does taste like. Hold on. Let's see. Fine. I'm not gonna put my tongue on camera though, that's weird. But I'll lick the side maybe without the ink so I don't die. Let's see! Let's see what it tastes like. You know, it tastes suspiciously similar to when you lick an envelope to mail. I feel like it might be made out of the same materials because that is definitely something that I have licked in my life that this taste reminds me of. Depending on the ink used, I have the marker here. It might even say what the ink is made of. India ink. That's all it says. It doesn't say what it's made out of. It's just India ink made in Germany. I have no idea. No tongue reveal. No! That's fucking weird! No! Yummy. I mean, if you enjoy the taste of mailing stuff, it could be kind of yummy depending. I'll taste. Also, wait, hold on. Let me double check something. I feel like I saw something, but I don't know if I was correct. Oh, yeah! Speaking of, just because you reminded me, now I'm curious. I don't know what it is, of course, but for those of you who don't know, Glitch Stars, it looks like there's some sort of big announcement on Saturday, so make sure to check out the Glitch Stars page on Saturday and see whatever that is. It's exciting. Big announcement, so it's a big exciting one. Also, oh my god, wait. Wait. I just found something crazy on Twitter. Something absolutely crazy. It has nothing to do with the Switch 2 at all. But it's crazy. I didn't actually see this thing about the Nikkei collab. I didn't know this was happening. So cosplayer Emiru is gonna be throwing the first pitch in Rappy cosplay at the Dodgers versus Padres game. We're gonna have a Nikkei cosplayer throwing the first pitch. Choosing Rappy of all characters to cosplay throwing the first pitch is kind of a bold move because doesn't Rappy have her entire ass out? Like, isn't Rappy pretty much wearing a thong in the back? Like, those cheeks are just flapping in the wind. Are they gonna have the accurate cosplay? Oh no! Sounds like a calculated move. No one will be able to resist searching Nikkei after that moment. That's why they picked Rappy. They're like, it's fine. it's fine because it's from a video game. Therefore, it's not public indecency. Oh no. This may fly at a convention, but I don't know how well it's gonna fly at a normie baseball game, but I guess we'll see. Oh. It's funny. Yeah, we'll have to see. Our eyes might see more than we bargained for. We'll have to find out. Now you definitely gotta watch the game. I am really curious how... Ow! I don't know if you heard my shoulder. I'm really curious how the collab is going to play out because I hate sports and I hate baseball, but I like Nikkei's. Part of me is morbidly curious. If there's clips from it uploaded, we might be able to watch some. Yeah. We'll have to see. Oh, that! Wait, I guess that's the outfit. That racer outfit is what you can get for Scarlet and Nikkei. I might actually use that on her. Although I really like the hat, so we'll have to see. I might not want to get rid of the hat. I'm really hoping we get Stellar Blade on Switch 2 as well, but I already got pretty far on PS5, so I don't think I'll restart, unfortunately. I can see Switch 2 being a good console for Stellar Blade, though, so we'll have to see. Give me time to play basketball for practice. Let me show you something. Okay, so you see this finger. Ignore the current injuries. Right now, it looks kind of normal. But does this look normal to you? This middle joint? Does this look normal to you? You want to know what did that to this finger? You know, it looks pretty normal. Have you seen fingers before? They're supposed to move this way. They move this. Why does it look blue? They're supposed to move this way, not this way. That is not correct. And you can see it this way too. It's like crooked this way. It's like diagonally crooked. Because I was playing basketball. And the ball got thrown at me really hard. And I panicked. And I caught it. And there was a big crack. And I screamed like a banshee. And then the next second it didn't really hurt anymore. But like it was swollen like a balloon. And I went up to my teacher and I was like, I think something is wrong. I think I should go to the hospital. I think I broke my finger. And I specifically remember my teacher telling me to stop showing off. Because you guys know how clumsy I am. Here's the thing. Unfortunately, when you're this clumsy, people stop believing you. And they think that you're doing it on purpose, even though no fucking sane person would do that on purpose because it's stupid. And they kind of lose patience for you. And it's like, okay, you're injured again? Well, fuck, too bad. Because they don't have any humanity. And they just kind of took one look at it and they're like, you're fine, keep playing. Because they thought I was trying to get excuses to get out of class. So I kept playing because I was a goody two-shoes who didn't want to get in trouble. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Even if I was mad. I'll do this. So I kept playing. And then it happened again. Because, you know, people in my school didn't always like me. And someone thought it was funny to throw a basketball as fast as they could at my head. And in order not to get hit by it, I put up my hands and catch it. It cracked the same finger backwards again. That time, it was really bad. And I was like, okay, I really, really think my finger's broken. Like, I need to leave. And my teacher said no. So I said, watch me, and I left anyway. And then I went to the hospital. You'll never guess what they told me. You'll never guess. 10 things that'll shock you. Wow. Guess what? It was broken. I I could have never possibly guessed that it was broken. There was like 2 small fractures. I don't know if they were both the second time or both the first time or one each time, but it was fucking broken. And because it's like, it was this joint that was broken. And I used this hand for writing. So I think it was during exams. I couldn't write my exams. I couldn't hold a pen properly. So I had to use my other hand and try writing really questionably. And it was just such a disaster. And I've never forgiven. Never forgive. Makes me mad this happened to you. I'm not gonna lie, part of me, I never used to like exercise for a long time because I've dealt with a lot of gym teachers like that. You know, if you're kind of, you know, I'm an Obake, listen. When you're on the more frail side, people don't really treat you with respect in stuff like gym class. And once I started getting into fitness myself, I learned that it's not exercise that I hate. It's the way that the gym teachers treated me that I hate. I actually like exercising. So part of me wanted to go to school for teaching and maybe learn how to find ways to reach those kids that really might hate working out, find ways to get them interested in their own way. Maybe for them it's not competitive sports, but like Beat Saber or something that's a way they can have fun and get themselves moving. But by the time I had considered that, I was already like a VTuber, so never mind. I think I'd rather be like an anime girl on the internet personally, but it just makes me sad that there's so many kids that never really find ways to like exercise because of assholes like that who are just absolute garbage. Maybe someday if I can get better 3D tracking though, I can be your gym teacher. Do more fitness streams, like do barre exercises, do yoga, do all sorts of random shit that's actually fun and not garbage, and encourage you guys to try. I don't know, Clouds. The problem is you guys are weird. Like VTuber people, you guys are weird. You don't want to watch exercise streams to exercise and get fit and get motivation. Everyone just watches the workout streams for the horny. Everyone just hopes for unfortunate angles or panting. But I'm actually really buff. So you just get the workout, but that's not really the meta if you're a VTuber. That's slander. So you guys trying to convince me that you don't watch Ring Fit streams for the VTuber noises? I've seen comments. I've seen chats. I don't know, man. I saw the squat redeem. I'm gonna respectfully decline, unfortunately. Actually, I don't know. Are the redeems set up? Oh, the redeems? Are they? Yeah, they are set up, but I'm gonna have to respectfully decline if that one goes through. If it doesn't come through, don't try it again. With hand cam, I'm not doing squats. One mistake and I bonk this bad boy and it's over. So I'm gonna decline the squats today. No risking tripping on wires, getting up and stuff like that. Hello, favorite podcast and hello, Trooper. What if you do it for both reasons? Both reasons is acceptable. Both reasons means you're getting fit. So that's acceptable. I'll take it. You watch because you wanted to help friends watch hours. See, that's also nice though. It really does make a difference. Watch hours, whether a site can promote you or not and stuff. So yeah, it is really helpful. Yeah. I wonder if there's any good like Switch 2 comparisons. You know what? I'm just gonna search Switch 2 on Twitter and like scroll down, and I'll pull up anything good. Let's see. Oh, Mariana's doing a stream. She managed to get a Switch 2. Nice. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. want Switch 2 still, but you don't know, you wait for a game I want. I'm curious, have any of you guys been to a game store within the past few hours? Do they all sell out at the midnight, or do the stores actually have a bunch in stock? I'm kind of curious how the sales are doing. Like, genuinely, I'm wondering if it's overperforming or underperforming. Because I know with the pre-orders, it was crazy, but once the initial pre-order hype kind of calmed down, we'll have to see if it's successful or if it's another Wii U situation where the title is just too similar and there's not enough at launch. I genuinely feel like the Wii U was such a marketing flub, and I feel like the Switch 2 has made a lot of the same mistakes. So I kind of worry that it might happen again. Hello, Denny, you're targeted 20 systems. Did they sell out of the 20 though, or do they have 20 left? Is the Switch 2 released the same worldwide? It should be out everywhere today, yeah. The pre-order online was different based on some places though. Went to Walmart to get some tools, and if you were still available? Interesting. I went to Walmart to get frozen ramen. And I saw one. Only one though. Comes back around to trailer marketing quality. I genuinely feel like there are some very good. How do I word it? I think the Switch 2 is a great system if you don't already have a Switch. If you already have a Switch, I don't know if it offers enough to be worth upgrading at this time, unless you're a massive fan of Mario Kart. Because otherwise, almost everything can still be done on the Switch or on PC. And a lot of the features that they're selling is games that are like upgraded from Switch, but is the upgrade enough to upgrade a system with multiple hundreds of dollars? I don't know for everybody. So I think it's a great time to get in on the system if you don't have a Nintendo console. But if you already have one, it could be worth waiting until there's a game you really, really want. And I'm in a very lucky position where I got my Switch 2. So I'm in a very lucky position where I don't have to worry about the cost. But for people who do, I understand it's a rough world out there. I do think Bravely Default, as much as the digital sucks, could be a system seller as well for some people who really want to play it. But for the most part, there's not a lot of system sellers yet, in my opinion. Oh, Abby Debbie. We have Donkey Kong next month. I don't get it with Donkey Kong though. Like I understand. I keep forgetting that for a lot of people Donkey Kong is a draw. But when I play video games, I like playing video games for like hot characters, and the giant ape is like not really doing it for me. I want to play games with the characters that's like, you know, set off the neurons. I'm sorry that I'm not into monkeys, like literal monkeys. I'm sure some of the furry community probably is though. Or people who just like the game because they like Donkey Kong and think it's fun. But I was never really into Donkey Kong. It's okay. I like the SNES one. I played a couple times. But other than that, I only beat up Donkey Kong in like every game. Like in Mario Party. I have two siblings, so we used to just play Mario Party and we'd put DK as the CPU and we'd all just combine our efforts to make sure that CPU is in fourth at all times. So, Donkey Kong doesn't do it for me. Thank you TGM for the super. Blank posted a Switch 2 Pokemon comparison on Discord. Let's pull that up, yeah. I was just gonna look on Twitter, but that sounds great. Thank you for the suggestion. Pam is a gooner? Okay, kids. We are in a VTuber stream. How many of us are not gooners? I think that's the real question. That's true, I'm excited for the new Hyrule Warriors, but it's not out yet. So it's like, why go through all the effort and rush until you can see what it's like? What if it's shit? What if it's a really bad Hyrule Warriors? We're not gonna know until it's out. So until it's out, I think that's one thing. How can I say DK is not hot? It's extremely easy to say that DK is not hot. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna sing. Exactly, just might as well wait for that one. It's not bad, it's just, why now if you're not already heavily invested for whatever reason? Let me see. There's an Arkham Knight comparison that was posted as well. Oh wait, this was really funny. This was really funny that you guys posted. It's my Moo Moo Meadows fucking nightmare. Polygon posted it, but I feel like this would have been really funny the type of thing to do if, you know, I had the ability. Apparently there's like entire Mario Kart tournaments of just Mario Kart World matches are being overrun entirely by cow players. Moo Moo Meadows' nightmare has been brought into reality. Not only did they force the Moo Moo Meadows cow into the playable characters, it's completely taking over. I hate it. Give me a sec. Promoted by Big Dairy. It all comes back to the fucking Big Dairy today, doesn't it? Let me see it. Also, it's a raid. You know, Anaki, thank you so much for the raid. You know. Did you get a Switch 2? Did you get a Switch 2? Do you wanna do, no, not right now. You wanna play Mario Kart with, we can collab on Switch 2. I'll share my Joy-Con. We can play single Joy-Con mode if she doesn't have one. Yes, this is, we're just talking about Switch 2. It's too new to play it. We can't sully it with use yet. Not ready. It's just gonna sit there and look pretty for today. Yeah. I'm literally flexing my Switch 2. Yeah. Look how flexible it is. That's crazy. That's crazy. I've never seen a console so. Ignore that. I thought it would bounce back. It's fine. It's fine. Don't look too hard. Just don't look too hard. It is super thin. Yeah, it's really light. I've never seen a console so light. I didn't even know it was possible. It's amazing. It does look so amazing. Holding off until Kirby Air Riders. I mean, that's fair. That's another one I can see that looks really fun. Would be one Air Rider on my new Switch 2. Yeah! Wait. I will, yeah. I was gonna put I was gonna turn it on and pull up the game, but I remembered it's not out yet, so later. We'll do it someday. Thank you for the raid. Hold on, I had a video that I was trying to pull up, and I got distracted by the Moo Moo Meadows. This is a comparison of, yes, it's faster. Switch 2, Back Combat versus Batman, Arkham Knight, and The Witcher 3. Let's see. This is by Digital Foundry. Let's see what their opinion. We're gonna watch it on the Switch 2
With Nintendo
again.
Switch 2 arriving with us just a day before release, there's little time for Digital Foundry to put together any kind of comprehensive coverage. But there are a number of system features I was curious to test out. None more important than backwards compatibility. Does Switch 2 improve the performance of Switch 1 games running under backwards compatibility? The first game I tested was Batman Arkham Knight, described by our very own Oliver Mackenzie as quote-unquote,
You just saw a JP Switch tweet saying the battery runs out fast. They did say the battery life wouldn't be very long.
I checked in with Oliver this morning and he says that 18 months on, it still is the worst performing software he's ever reviewed at Digital Foundry. But the good news is that Switch 2 fixes all of its performance issues, at times doubling frame rates. Put simply, Switch 1 games do run better on Switch 2. Now, Batman Arkham Knight is a game with a long and storied history for Digital Foundry, not least because of its highly compromised PC version, which was so bad at launch it was pulled from sale before returning in an improved but still poor shape. The Switch version, though, I played it for the first time today on
20
original hardware,
FPS?
and it remains the same quote-unquote unmitigated disaster we reported on back in December 2023. We've talked a lot about impossible ports for the Switch, and we've seen games like Doom Eternal arrive on the console in compromised form, but still delivering a good experience.
It's playable though.
Batman Arkham Knight,
Visuals are just
unfortunately,
a bit
does
more
not
blurry.
do that. For the purposes of our testing, though, this actually makes for an interesting
frame rate
challenge for
in
Switch 2
Batman
backwards
reminds me of
compatibility,
Scarlet and
as the
Violet.
evidence suggests that Arkham Knight pushes all system components beyond tolerable limits. Graphically, the original game is rich and detailed, pushing a lot of detail in its characters and its open world. Meanwhile, the fact that it is an open world means that the CPU is pushed hard, streaming in and decompressing
registers it all
data.
at once.
And finally,
It is the new Switch Kingdom
gigantic
Hearts. Yeah, what do you
stutters,
think?
Continual stutters found in the Switch port also suggest that maybe story.
Oh god, that's almost 10 FPS!
The end result is astonishingly poor. There are graphical compromises that Switch 2
Oh
can
god,
never
that's making
fix.
me motion sick. The frame rate's so unstable.
Textures, no anti-aliasing, the fixed 810p
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people
resolution.
say, and
What's
including
truly remarkable
one
is
of us in
just
chat
how
actually
bad
played
that
it and was able to
performance is.
verify.
Based on
Ro
measurements of
checked it
capture
out
taken
that it runs
today,
really good on Switch 2, Scarlet and
Switch's
Violet.
stuttering problem
They were
extends
literally just
to
held back by the
180
console.
millisecond frame
But to be
times,
fair, they
hitting
should
the
have been
user in
designed for the
rapid
console.
succession,
But people's
often depressing
expectations were
performance
higher
under
than what the
20
console
FPS,
could
but
do.
feeling a
I
lot
say,
worse.
but Xenoblade
Driving sections in
existed,
particular are borderline unplayable, I'd say. The 30 FPS
Oh
frame
god,
rate
this
cap
section
is
is gonna
almost
make me barf.
advisory in nature, bearing in mind that in real-world performance terms, you don't really get there for the vast majority of play. Going into our Switch 2 testing, we'd received no indication
This
from
looks
Nintendo
so
on whether
bad.
back compat would actually be any faster than running the game
Game
on
Freak
original
are just
hardware.
terrible developers.
So Wii titles don't run any
fair,
better on Wii U, for example.
They kinda like
but
hit
Switch 2 is
oil,
clearly different. It's
and then
not
just tried to
using full
recreate it
hardware
as many
backwards
times as they
compatibility
could
as
to
such.
mixed results.
It's effectively using a translation layer to run the original game code on the new system.
Dang.
So in this scenario, it would
This one
probably
doesn't
be a
look
lot
bad with the
harder
lower frame
to
rate, to be
limit
on
games
Switch.
to original performance levels, as opposed
you can
to just
definitely
letting the new system run
appreciate
those
the difference
titles
on
with
Switch
whatever
2
system
when you see it.
resources the Switch 2
I wouldn't
can
have thought
throw
the
at
Switch
them.
was bad,
The end result
but seeing
is
the
that
cleaner one, the
remarkably,
comparison is
Batman Arkham
obvious.
Knight is as fixed as it can
I
be
love
on Switch 2
DG99.
without going back to the
Switch
game
2
and
is
optimizing it.
great.
While Arkham Knight still
I
possesses
love my Switch
ugly
2.
pared back textures and hideous aliasing problems, it runs
Yeah,
as
the
flawlessly
aliasing
as
is
it's possible
not
to
good.
get with the
It
original
almost
code.
looks like a retro
Extra
game, but it's
CPU
not a
and extra
retro game.
GPU power in combination with faster storage.
That's true.
effectively brute
Optimization,
force the
in
game
general, I
to
feel like
be everything
optimization
it
is something that
possibly
should be
can
focused on
given the
more.
design
But
constraints
developers are
placed
so
on the
obsessed
original
with saying they
code.
have the best and the
Is it
biggest
perfect?
that they
Well,
forget
in
to make it
Batmobile driving
fun.
animation errors ease their way into view, so despite a lot of 30 FPS, this thing still
Oh,
doesn't
thank you,
look
Cookie
right.
and Soggy Dog, for the read. I'll give you a
Extra
shout out
horsepower
after
for
this
Switch
video,
1
okay?
games, though. It's clearly there.
Thank you so much
and
for
this
thinking
sets the
of me.
scene for a more detailed
I
digital
feel like
foundry
reacting to the
investigation
little
into
changes
backwards
while driving would be a
compatibility
lot
on
easier
Switch
on the
2.
Switch 2
But
without
based on
having the
initial
multiple frames
testing,
kind of freeze
I feel
up.
there's grounds for optimism here, profound optimism even.
Mm.
Take The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, for example. It's another port that truly pushed Switch
Oh
hard.
god, the
We'd argue
horse
that
is
in many
moving
ways
so
it's as good as you can
poorly.
possibly get
That's
on the older
literally
hardware,
riding the
but
mountain,
developers say they're
Violet. That's
interactive, means
literally
they're trick in the book to
the
get
same
game running. There are
experience.
problems. Settlements like
Seeing them
Novigrad
side by
push
side,
CPU
you can
hard even
tell.
on
Like, I didn't
PC
think it was
and
so
more
bad while I
powerful
was
consoles.
playing. I didn't
And
care.
obviously, it's
But
struggling
then
on
seeing them
Switch.
side by side, you
Meanwhile,
can
image
actually
quality
see
is
how bad the
compromised as
original
the game
is.
leans
Just
heavily
a
into
few
dynamic
frames less
resolution
makes such a big
scaling.
difference.
Pushing very
Also,
quickly
CGL, thank you
with
so
the
much
game
for the
running on Switch 2 and
bits. Thank
Novigrad is
you.
running at 30 frames per second locked. And yeah, even a 180 millisecond frame time skip just disappears on Switch 2. Haven't run the resolution metrics.
Hello,
We've
Ruben,
literally just started looking at this. But
I wonder if the
it's
new
clear
NVIDIA
to
chip
see
in the
that
Switch 2
image
gives it
quality
anything
is
like DLSS or
significantly
frame gen.
improved,
I don't know.
meaning that extra horsepower is going to the game and improving dynamic resolution scaling results.
Yeah, Scarlet
So,
and
Arkham
Violet
Knight,
wasn't
Witcher 3, these are
intended to be a
go-to
Switch
games for
2 game,
testing
but it
Switch
didn't
2
work
backwards
properly on the Switch
compatibility,
1.
performance enhancements.
And apparently
As
a
I
lot
said,
of games that
initial
didn't work on
impressions are
Switch get
positive.
pretty much fixed
What
on
isn't
the
quite
Switch
so
2.
positive is that on the
Hello,
handheld
Eugene.
screen, you're still
does have
getting
DLSS,
handheld
okay.
versions of Switch 1 games, designed for a native 720p screen, meaning that every game
Oh,
will
that's
be
good news.
upscaled to 1080p in
Glad I
what
was
looks
able to.
like
Glad I was
a
able to
very
snag one
basic
for myself.
scale
Too many
technique there.
scalpers. I'm sorry you
Probably
lost to
asking
the
for too much here,
scalpers.
but
I
the
have this.
option to
My
force original
beautiful,
Switch games to run in their
my
docked
beautiful
modes would
Switch
clearly
2.
improve
Yeah, I
matters on
managed to
games
get this baby.
that aren't reliant on handheld-specific features, like the touchscreen support in Super Mario Maker 2, for example. We'll be reporting back with more Switch 2 backwards compatibility testing soon, but as a first impression on launch day, yep, it's looking pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah.
We'll expect to see some bugs along the
Considering-
way. And
Okay,
yeah, it's a
I'm
shame
just
that
gonna
there's
pause for a minute because I think the rest of it is probably just like a recap. But I don't want to take like their whole video. But the thing that I find most noticeable about the Switch 2 launch is that, for real, the Switch has always been made fun of for its graphics. People have always talked about how shit and how bad it is. But with the Switch 2, I've only seen praise for its graphics. That alone, going from the console that was known and made fun of for its graphics to being like framed as better than a Steam Deck in terms of quality, that's insane. That's a huge jump. They really focused on what people actually care about this time, and I'm hoping that over time with the new release of first-party games that we have good shit. Right now, what I will say, just from my opinion on the Switch 2, is that it seems to be a very solid and capable console, but the launch is hurt by the lack of exclusive games. But it's hard to say that's a bad thing. That's just from a business perspective. Because as gamers, haven't we been fighting for less exclusivity? Isn't that what we want? Like, sure, it'll hurt one company's bottom line, but isn't that literally what we want? So that we can feel free to play the games on whatever console we want without having to buy all of the above. So it's hard to be fully mad at it, but I do hope that it manages to survive past the initial hype period when that's a bit of a downer, the lack of stuff on launch. It's a rough situation, really. I don't know what the right answer is. But I saw this and it's kind of crazy. Nintendo Switch 2, only 1,199 USD. It's okay. It is the Mario Kart bundle at least, but I guess the scalpers be scalping. So if you know for sure that you want one in your area, be careful, I guess, because they're out there. Don't buy them for this price. Be careful. Be careful. We know that more will come out eventually, so if you're not desperate, like, don't go for that. That's insane. Other Derek, good games usually come out a year or two later anyway. No, we'll just see. Switch 2 has amazing graphics because it's pretty much at the peak almost. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. It's beautiful. Less exclusivity means more people actually get to play the games. That's true for the games though, but the people who make the console, not so much. But if Nintendo first party sold its games to other consoles and PC, you could also argue that they might make up for the loss in console sales with the addition of extra game sales. We don't know for sure. It would be an interesting thing to explore though. Yeah, Nintendo has enough stock. You guys are saying that they're still in stores, but I've also seen a few of you say that scalpers did end up grabbing them all, so it might depend on the area. Oh no! Wait, someone did it! Someone did it! We have confirmation! What do the Switch 2 cartridges taste like? Oh no! The Jeff Gerstmann show. I guess we can see this. Well, you know what? I can't try this myself, so it only makes sense that we watch someone who's brave enough to try it for me.
Okay, welcome to the Strong Choices Zone. I'm home from picking up a Switch 2 and some accessories. They were sold out of some of the stuff I was hoping to get. They did not have a copy of Street Fighter 6. And they did not have any Pro controllers left.
Oh dang!
So,
I forgot I
I
need a new
got
Pro controller.
I got the next best thing. It's Luke from
Plus, there's a new.
Streets.
What's the new microphone button? If I don't use that, I don't really need a new one. a nice amiibo.
I don't know. It seemed like a good idea there at the time. It seemed like it'd be funny to have a Luke. It seemed like it'd be really funny.
Every time we come home with something, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
But now that I'm here holding it,
still a good idea,
well,
maybe.
It'll be funny for another day or so. Maybe I keep that sealed. Maybe I could return it or something. I'm not gonna return it. I got the. What else is in this?
You when you
bag?
buy a new Lego set, me when I buy a new
these,
Otome game and I still don't have time to play it.
One of my daughter's friends has these for the old Switch.
I just use the Joy-Con as is and imagine there's a
got
wheel.
steering wheels for Mario Kart. I'm like, well, okay, all right.
They look cool though. To be fair, I want a wheel.
Steer.
That's just extra stuff to store.
And then I got the console, and then I got I got this. This is I guess this is like the only other real physical video game other than Mario Kart.
Hey, what about Guardians of Ozma? Don't snub Rune Factory, bro.
Look at it.
If you come and check
but
this
more
out for
importantly,
some
I mean,
reason,
hang on
please
here.
buy
Let me
Rune
just-
Factory. Also, I hope it's
I got
okay
it.
that I'm watching your video.
Unfortunately, since I couldn't get Street Fighter, I don't have both types of physical cartridges here. For like comparison's sake, but at least we can conduct a little bit of science here tonight.
Is Rune Factory not a game key? No!
And, let's see what
Guardians
this
of
looks
Ozma's
like
full
here.
game on the cart.
Cyberpunk. Inside is
Rune Factory is safe. Real physical.
are these temporary tattoos? No, it's stickers.
Oh.
How nice. That would be a fun
It'd be
trend
cool if
there
there
was
were
like, hey, we
temporary
decided
tattoos
that
for
we didn't
Cyberpunk,
wanna
though.
that we didn't want to do manuals anymore, but wouldn't it be fun if we did stickers? That's actually kind
Hey,
of
it's
cool.
like me! Buy from PlayAsia, get a PAM sticker.
And then this red
If you have
bad
any
boy.
Switch 2 games that you're adding, use
Weird.
!PlayAsia to use
like I
my
bought a
link
copy of
and
frickin' Max
grab
on
PAM
Carnage for
sticker.
the-
Or if you want to put my face on your Switch 2,
friggin'
click on the
SNES
bottom,
game.
!promo. You can make
so yeah,
your Switch 2 look like that. Very cute.
I mean, it looks pretty much the same. Maybe it's keyed a little different. I wonder if these fit in Switch 1 slots. I bet they don't, but I can't,
they-
like, looking
they
at
do,
it,
don't
I can't
they?
really
If
see
they
any
don't have the
reasons why
notch?
they wouldn't. So yeah, that's what they look like.
Similar
I
to
guess
like DS and 3DS that way.
Oh!
How bad is it?
Okay. Yeah, they still... Oh, that's going to be on my tongue for a while, and I need to go to sleep, and everyone inside the house is asleep, and I can't make a bunch of noise. So,
I should have bought
I
a
should've
copy
got
of
water
Mario
first.
Kart so I could have done this at
okay.
least.
And there's a bunch of energy drinks out here, but I can't. Oh, dude.
What Aladdin, dude.
I had forgotten. I mean, I remember it being bad, but I couldn't remember the exact type of that. I'm working up saliva in my mouth so I can swish it around.
Ooh,
get this
you know
off my
you're
tongue.
desperate when you're drinking your own spit trying to get rid of a bad taste.
Okay.
I've actually
I swallowed
never
all
licked
that,
a
and
Switch
that's not-
cartridge.
Oh,
I don't know the degree of badness.
that was a mistake. Swallowing it was a mistake. Okay. Do you think the Luke amiibos taste... You know what? We'll find that out later. Okay, I'm going to go
taste
inside and
the
scrape
Luke
my tongue.
Amiibo? Okay, we'll end it there so I don't watch this whole video. I just needed to know what the cartridge tasted like. Thank you for trying it. For those of us who could not, you're a real one. It's just very bitter. The thing is, I don't want to damage my cartridge by licking it. That's why I've never tried it. I don't know, it's nasty. Even if it tastes good, that's nasty. But what paired nicely with the taste was easier to wash out? Would it be like milk? Because milk can get rid of tastes of stuff pretty easily. Can rub your finger on it and then lick your finger. Does the particles come off? It doesn't taste good. I'm also not so sure I want to lick plastic. I mean, I drink out of plastic stuff, so it's not much different. I'd also have to go get one. Oh, what a shame. That's so much effort. What a shame. I'd have to get out of my chair, and I am so lazy. I just cannot get out of my chair. It's a bitter agent. Why do they make it bitter? Is it so kids don't eat it? Like really little kids? Elementary grades? I don't know. Would they actually like, do people give kids that are young enough to eat it a cartridge? Why? If you're like actually like 1 or 2 in the phase where you're going to eat everything, you probably shouldn't have a Switch. Oh, that's gross. I guess then they're safe to like lick if it's for kids, because they wouldn't want the kids to actually like die after licking a Switch cartridge. Is that why everyone jokes about this? I've seen so many people joke about them being yummy. They're just trying to trick me into licking that shit, aren't they? So cannibals, kids, and the dumb people won't swallow them. Makes sense. Gotta protect it from the idiots. Ironically, I think more people have put the cartridges in their mouth just for the memes than they would have by accident if they didn't put the bittering on it. Yeah, kids are dumb. One of your friends growing up went into the hospital after eating a light bulb. A light bulb? How do you eat a light bulb? I think the worst, like, a crazy food-related story I even have, I had a really nice marble, and one of my siblings got really jealous of my really nice marble, so they ate it. They survived the marble, I'm happy to say. But I can't imagine having the marble go through their intestines was a really fun time. I can guarantee it came out. I will not elaborate. But, yeah. I think that's the weirdest eating thing story I have. I've never eaten anything weird, I'm very happy to say. More like kids get their hands on the cartridge by accident and put them in their mouth. But why don't they just put it in their mouth? Maybe I don't get it because I was never a very mouthy kid. I never put shit in my mouth. I just didn't do that. You know, I don't eat random shit. Let me see. Why is there a cow with the hair? Oh, okay. Kids put everything in their mouth? Again, I didn't do that. No oral fixation stage. No! I've actually had PAM parents say multiple times, like they're surprised that I didn't because PAM siblings were so bad. I was really well behaved. Most of the time, apparently, I would just like sit there and stare at everything. Like I almost never cried. I didn't get mad. I did everything I was told. I was like a miracle child. And then PAM siblings were chaos. I don't know. I did chew on my Joy-Con though. Don't worry about it. Let me see. Let's watch the video that Blank posted by a techno trainer showing the comparisons for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Let's see how much they fixed it. Oh god, it's so bad. Okay, it's not perfect. Like the actual graphic models themselves still look more outdated than they could, but it runs. Okay, the water is still like slightly jumpy, but it's much better. You can even see like the tires turning properly instead of one frame every once in a while. The battle is so bad. Oh, wow! Look at her jumping in place. She looked kind of like she was weirdly floating before, but now that's amazing. I kind of would have rather look at the girl because it was her movements that really caught me off guard. Wow. Oh, God, look at the Sunfloras. Yeah, maybe it's a like passable frame rate on the Switch too. That's amazing. Wow. I'm kind of glad I never finished it now. Because if my save file will also transfer, this would be so nice to get to experience properly. Oh my god, the windmill. This windmill is like barely moving. Oh no, it's the kids! The kids that look like puppets! Like, you know what I mean? They look like they drastic choice. It turns out they were supposed to be moving. Holy shit. I didn't even know that was a frame rate issue. I thought that was a style thing. I kind of liked the bugs though. I enjoyed the bugs. They were fun. They made me laugh. I don't see much of a difference here personally. Draw distance. Holy. The sky on the Switch 2 one is so nice. Here from this angle it's kind of the same though. A little bit cleaner when you zoom in. I actually kind of like the mountain on the Switch 1 better. The blurriness I find kind of makes the snow look really nice and more fluffy and snowy, but that's just me being weird, I think. Oh, the frame rate's a lot cleaner, yeah. Got random freezing in the middle. Let's see the load times. Okay. Oh. Oh! Oh, that was painful. Flying was so bad before. Loading is still pretty slow on the Switch too, but like, man, it's really not loading on the Switch 1. Holy shit. Half or better, it seems, maybe. I wasn't counting, but like... Wow, that was so quick going in the door? Oh, that was pitiful on the Switch. Oh, is this how many Pokemon can be rendered at once? Hello, Fritz and Paro. That's noticeable even if still slow. Yeah! Noticeable improvement though. So 15 max on the Switch. Oh yeah, you can see, look. In the distance, you can see way more of them. There's a lot more 37! Wow, that's over double! The world looks so much more populated with more Pokemon loading in. That's crazy! Dang! It's one of those instances like we didn't even know what we were missing until we saw it better. That's so good! Why couldn't they fix the textures? I mean, they didn't really fix the game necessarily, did they? It just runs better on the new hardware, is what I understand. So just Cyberpunk comparison between all the systems. Let's look at that. Oh, that's 23 minutes. We can look at part of it only. It's fine. I'll analyze the bits. Hold on. We'll look at a little bit of it because I don't want to go through 23 minutes. But we'll see some of it. Yeah, it's just better hardware. I hope they don't go the chibi route for the Gen 5 remakes. Okay, wait, let me pause. This might be, I don't know if this is a popular or an unpopular opinion. I do not want a Gen 5 remake. I want a Gen 5 port exactly as it was, just adapted for one screen. Gen 5, in my opinion, was perfect. I liked the pacing. I liked the story. I liked the pixel style. It was really nice. I liked the environments. I liked the Pokemon. I adore Gen 5. And I think it would genuinely still hold up just as a stylized game if they straight up ported it. You don't have to do a remake. You can just port it. It was perfect. I don't want them to change it. Black and white is Gen 5. Yeah, the one with N and the Ferris wheel, which is what I remembered the most for reasons. Alright, so this is the... Oh, wow! What? That's going from PS4! PS4 to Switch. It literally looks like you put an HD filter on it. From PlayStation. It's usually the other way around. Yeah, and it's a very pretty man indeed. I love N. I think N is literally my favorite character in the entire Pokemon series. To be fair, I think the PS5 is still, I think the PS5 is still the strongest contender. The Xbox has got that weird thing going on. Switch 2 looks pretty good though. Pretty solid. There's more depth in the tree in that one, I find. Yeah, the PS5 might be better, but it's like, it's the PS5. The Switch 2, that's true. There's differences between handheld and docked. So that's kind of important to note, because docked is always going to be a little bit lower quality. Because, you know, it's putting a lot of effort into putting it on the little tiny screen. And also smaller resolution. But I don't find docked is that bad. Because you're using a tinier screen, right? That kind of makes up for the difference. The colors are so nice on Switch 2. I like how warm they are. See, Xbox almost looks slightly washed out. Slightly! In comparison. Did the scene with N awaken something in you? I feel like it was probably already awakened before then. It made the neurons happy, though. I like the texture of the rocks in the PS5 and the Switch 2 quality mode ones. PS4 one looked too gritty and brown and kind of depressing. It does look a little more gritty, yeah. I'm gonna skip ahead to something that's like not rocks. Because I think this is all still images, so we can just like skip to some random spots. Oh, driving! Okay. They're kind of covering the Switch 2. You can only see the backgrounds, but it's loading really nice. I actually kind of like the loading positions on the Switch better than the PS5. I feel like it's the perfect amount of like from a distance. It's very slightly not full quality. So it makes it look more like you're looking at the world with your eyes rather than a game that has everything perfectly in focus. It's really nice. Especially the lighting shifts on the Switch 2 performance. I know the frame rates aren't as high. It's giving 40 FPS. That is not 60. That's gonna be noticeable for some people, but I really like the colors. Again, the colors in general on the Switch 2 look really nice. Like, they're really deep and vibrant. And that's what I really like about games in general. I don't care necessarily if everything is really crispy looking, but I really like colors. 40 FPS lock though is decent for handheld. I don't think 40 FPS is bad. Unpopular opinion, but I'm one of the people that to be fair, I don't use a big enough monitor and I don't play games competitively. So for me, 30 FPS is usually good enough. I know for most people it's not, but for me, it's like that distance, I don't really notice. Oh, the Switch 2 isn't having the bobblehead bobble though. That's a little sad. Oh, it is kind of, but like very slightly jerking. It's hard to notice. FPS is irrelevant. To me, it's irrelevant, but I also understand some people really care. It's relevant when it gets so low that it starts skipping. That's when it's relevant to me. But anyway, yeah. For the takeaway from that I'm gonna say is that it kind of looks on par with the PS5 visuals, which is really nice. Also, Joshua David, thank you for 12 months. You'll get Nintendo Switch 2 in the future. Nice! I hope you enjoy when you get it. Now if Mario does tax evasion simulator, that'd kind of be a peak game coming for the plumber business. Oh, here's what I'm really excited about too. I wanted to watch this one actually. I just forgot to write it down, but this is one I wanted to watch. It's by GVG, Switch 2 backwards compatibility. Talking about how good it is. I've been curious about the backwards compatibility. Like other games,
hey
not
everyone,
launch games.
John here. And the Switch 2 is finally in our hands. And there's a bunch of Switch 2 editions out there. But you may have wondered, do backwards compatible games just run better on the new
24
hardware?
FPS is a
And the
standard
answer
because it's getting to the
is
edge of what I can notice.
absolutely
Yeah, if you're
yes.
competitive
Here is
gaming,
a
I can
game
understand
was very
60
much
FPS
looking
can make a
forward to
difference.
seeing the results
When I'm doing
for Dragon
concerts,
Quest
60
Builders
FPS, I
2.
can finally do it
This
now.
is an
Makes a
uncapped
difference.
game, so it can run at 60 FPS, but the
but
majority
often
of the time
it doesn't.
it does not.
Most
It runs
movies are
between
24.
20 and 40 FPS on Switch 1 most of the time. Whereas on Switch 2, we are locked
Oh,
at
that's
60.
speed.
Nothing is budging it down.
Like, it's
from a
moving
full
so fast,
60
it's
frames
almost
per
making me a
second.
little
This is just
sick, actually.
beautiful. But a very big part of Dragon
I
Quest
don't-
Builders 2
I
is the
don't
online
like
level
how
sharing.
fast it's moving
and
in
this
this.
is the
Oh.
biggest Switch 1 stress test that I
Oh.
know. And I found a level
They must
that
have built
actually
a
wasn't
crazy
too
area
harsh
because
on the
that
Switch
frame
1.
rate
It
is
can get a lot
bad.
worse
That's
than
when I
this.
noticed.
But it hits
That's
around
bad.
10 FPS, quite a lot of the time, sometimes going as low as 8 FPS. So can Switch 2
Switch
nudge
2
this
uses
all
AI
the
image
way to
upscale with
60?
NVIDIA DLSS. That's why many of these
no,
games
not
look and run
quite.
good. That makes
Switch
sense.
1 runs at around 30 FPS, sometimes getting higher,
Wow.
sometimes getting lower.
So
But
not
this is
too bad
about the
in their
average frame
crazy
rate
built
that Builders
area.
2 runs at in the default story areas on Switch 1. So it definitely doesn't perform great, but it's a hell of a lot better than Switch 1 was doing. And two other games I was really looking forward to trying out were the Bayonetta games.
Yeah, they're so
Bayonetta 2
cool.
is my favorite in the genre, and it's been on Wii U and Switch, and has dips on both of them. In this opening here, it goes all the way down to around 45 frames per second. It does hold
See,
60
I
quite
don't
a
really
lot of the
notice
time,
that kind of
but
dip,
not all the time.
personally.
Can Switch 2 fix this? Yes. Yes. Not
Like,
a
to me,
single dip in
Maybe
Bayonetta
I
2.
noticed a little bit.
And the intro
The
is one of
quality
the
does look a
biggest
little
stress
bit
points of
higher
the
this
entire
time,
game,
but like
so
I
this
wouldn't
is
have
fine.
noticed the
entire
problem
game should be
in the
fine.
first one. I can
Now,
notice the
Bayonetta
second one is
3
good.
was a bit of a problem
but I
child,
wouldn't
'cause
see
this
the
game
problem.
can just hit 40 FPS, 50 FPS, 30 FPS when standing around doing nothing. And as you can see right here, it doesn't matter if there's lots going on screen or there's nothing at all. It just dips all over the place. So Switch 2, do
notice.
you fix this? Yes.
Ooh.
Bayonetta 3 runs at 60
This is a little
FPS
more noticeable.
all the time.
Like, it's
on
very
Switch 2.
stable.
Now, there are points in this game where it does cap itself at 30, and there's no getting past that. But at least in general gameplay, for the most part, it will be a
Locked frame rates are more important. I think
60
you
FPS.
might have a point
And
there,
one
though,
game
because
I was
having
really
them
curious
stable, your
about
brain
was
wouldn't
Breath
notice
of
that
the
it kind of
Wild.
comes and
Not
goes.
the Switch 2 edition,
The
just
unstable
standard-ass
frame rate's
Breath
probably
of
what
the
makes a
Wild.
lot of people
No
motion
patching,
sick.
just the game as
That's
it
why
is.
VR
So
can be
it's
so
still
rough.
locked at 30 FPS, but does it stay there?
Ooh,
On
sometimes
Switch
you
1,
can't handle
it
it.
absolutely does not. This
I
is the
didn't even
far
notice the
one
Breath of the
biggest
Wild
stress
ever
points in
struggle.
the
Okay, I
game.
played on Wii U,
As you can see,
actually,
it's
so
dipping all the way down to 20
that's why I
frames
wouldn't
per
have noticed.
second
My
and spends
experience is
quite a lot of
different.
the time in the mid-20s in this forest. So on Switch 2, without Switch 2 edition, no patch, does it stay locked at 30? And the answer again is yes. We can keep running past the Master Sword pedestal, which is a big stress point on Switch 1, and there are no frame
I never had issues there
this
on
is
the
just
Wii
locked
U.
at 30. But speaking of Zelda, how about Age of Calamity?
Yeah, I've had
This is the
issues with
Switch
Age of
1 version
Calamity.
the first level, and it is all over the place. And just to make it
I mostly
funny,
played the
it
other
was
Hyrule
split screen
Warriors,
as
though.
well, which is
I have
also
both, but the
all
first
over
one
the
is what I
place.
played mostly.
Can Switch 2 make Age of Calamity a locked 30 FPS? Yes. Yes, it can. Both in the standard gameplay and also in split screen. We are still dealing
Maybe
with
it's
a
worth
rather
getting
low
into this one
resolution
again,
in
then.
split screen and
If
a
I can
pretty
play it
low
cleaner.
enemy count, but it is a rock solid 30 FPS.
It looks
no
goon.
dips.
I feel like that's
And
a
Age of Calamity
typo.
gets a lot of the bashing when it comes to frame rate, but the original Hyrule Warriors also doesn't run particularly well. It can hit 60 FPS, but
I'm
lots of
not
time it
gonna
dips
say
down
that this
to the
game
40s,
worked
it can hit
excellent, but
30s.
I thought it was very
So this
clean.
isn't
I
exactly an
really
ideal
liked the
frame rate
original
either.
Hyrule Warriors.
So
It's
can
one of
we
my
have the
favorite games of
original
all
Hyrule
time.
Warriors locked at 60? Yeah, absolutely. And this is great because this game has never really ran well on any platform it's been on. So we finally have a game that's been on like 4 platforms.
I mean, I usually
running
played this
at
while
the
working
locked
out
frame
on the
rate that
Wii
it was
U,
shooting for.
so I never
What was
really
interesting
noticed.
too was Hyrule
because
Warriors
I was too
Definitive
busy
Edition
working
also
out to
runs at
notice that the
1080p
frames were
in handheld
perfect.
mode. That was an accident.
I was like half
but that
paying
was just how
attention,
it
just
ran
zoning
on
out,
Switch
and killing
1.
shit.
And now the Switch 2 is natively a 1080p screen. So
My favorite
so this is
character?
just
My
like
favorite
the ideal
character is
way to
not
play this
Tingle,
game.
thank you very much.
1080p, 60
My favorite
FPS,
character in
even
this game is
handheld
Agatha.
mode. Now,
She's
Mario
cute.
RPG for the most part ran really well, but there were certain parts where it did dip pretty low, like the intro here, where we're getting around, let's see, around 30 FPS, 40 FPS. It's not ideal. So can we just
I
make
couldn't actually
Mario
play
RPG
Age of
a
Calamity
rock
quite
solid
as much,
60 all
just
the
because
time?
to me it didn't have
I
the
mean,
same
yeah, look
feel
at
as
this.
the original.
This intro scene is
It just,
basically the biggest
I don't know, there's
stress point
something
in
about the
game,
original
and
that I
it's just
really liked.
walking through it like nothing.
And I felt like Age of Calamity
And
wasn't really
another
the
big
same.
stress point for Switch 1 was
Agatha
Smash
Princess of
Ultimate.
Insects.
8
Yeah,
players,
she's
all
cute.
ice climbers. So 16 players, lots of big particle attacks just flying everywhere.
Whoa.
This would take Switch 1 to around 40 FPS, sometimes
not
below
terrible.
30 FPS hits. We're going to sound like a broken record a bit now, but yeah, Switch 2 just powers through this, giving
To
you
me,
60
the
FPS.
the
16
difference isn't
players
too
on
noticeable
screen, all using
personally
up
for me.
ice,
But I'm
attacks
also
everywhere.
watching it in a window on
Beautiful.
YouTube. If I was
Stunning,
playing
even.
it on the system,
Now,
it
this
might
has
be
been
very
a lot
noticeable.
of first-party stuff, so let's look at something third-party with GTA: The Trilogy. This drops
I
frames
didn't even know
pretty
GTA
often,
was
doesn't
on
get as low as it
Switch.
used to, but it can hit around 24 FPS, and spends a lot of the time going between like 28 and 30. So it feels a bit jiggity a lot of the time. Can Switch 2 keep it at 30
Age of Calamity
the
had the
entire
problem of
time?
bigger isn't always better. The
Yeah,
introduction
yeah,
of the wide
without
spaces
dropping
spoiled
a
the
single
pacing a
beat,
bit. I
always
wonder if that
30
was my issue.
all the time. Doesn't matter how chaotic we
I
get.
don't know what my
This
issue
game is
was.
staying at
I just
30
didn't like it as
FPS.
much.
But let's also take a
I
look
felt
at
that
the load times.
the original
This is Dragon
Hyrule
Quest
Warriors
Builders
was
2,
genuinely
a
a
game I had
perfect
additionally,
Warriors game.
and this
Like
is
it was,
known
I
for having
don't think I've ever
excessive
played one I
load
liked
times.
that
So
much.
starting from the Switch menu, going into the game menu, and all the way into actual gameplay. On Switch 2, it takes around 1 minute and 4 seconds, which is still rather long. But on Switch 1, we
Oh god,
are
now they're in a
looking
loading
at
screen. That's
1
like
minute and
almost 30.
58
No,
seconds.
no, that's.
So
Oh my
Switch
god, that's
2
almost
is
a
about
whole
twice
other
as fast
minute.
in the case of Builders 2.
That's painful.
And Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. This game's time trials are quite obnoxious because of the load times. Are they faster? This is a cartridge. Marginally, I'd say it's still a problem. It's around 3 seconds faster. So 13 seconds between runs, still not ideal.
Yeah,
And
you
Vanilla
shouldn't have to
Breath
wait
of the
that long
Wild
in a
again.
platform.
This is a cartridge, and Switch 2 loads in 8.8 seconds, where Switch 1 is 11.9 seconds.
Oh, my Wii U
so
was
again,
not that
around
fast
2
at loading.
seconds faster. And another game that really
The first
bugged me on
Hyrule
Switch
Warriors
1
had
was
waifus.
Tomb
There's a
Raider
problem with the
Angel of
sequel. No new
Darkness.
waifus.
On
I
Switch
wonder
2,
if that was my
this now
issue.
loads in
I did like playing
1.9
as the cute
seconds,
girls.
whereas on Switch 1, it's 8.5 seconds. But that's not the end of it. Whenever you pause the game to go to your
Absolutely
equipment
packed with
menu,
content.
you
It is
get
really packed with
long
content.
cuts to black on Switch 1. And that's just not the case on Switch 2. You very quickly go to your inventory. And that's great. So this is pretty much the ideal outcome. Backwards compatible games do run an awful lot better, and in most of these cases they are locked to their
This
target
is what I
frame
mean
rate.
by if you
Dragon
don't
Quest
already
Builders
have a
2's
Switch,
custom
the upgrade
islands,
makes a
not
lot of
quite,
sense.
But that's very excessive. The
Well, if
majority
you
of
already
games
have one
should
and the
be
Switch,
locked to
even
either
though it has
30
issues,
or
are good
60,
enough, it's a
depending
lot of
on
money
where
to
they're
spend on
kept.
a new
This
console.
is brilliant. Load times are faster. But
What
unfortunately,
if you don't
internet
have one
resolutions
and you're
don't
thinking
seem
of
to
getting a
scale
Switch?
any higher.
Everything runs
Anyway,
better on the
very
Switch
soon
2.
we'll be taking a look at the free updates for Switch 2 games, which do make the resolution higher.
I've been
and
really
other
excited to
benefits,
see this,
so
the
keep an eye out
difference
for
between the
those.
new
And
games.
Thank you so much for
Because
watching, everybody. Happy
I
Switch 2 launch day.
want to know
and
if
we
the
will see
differences are
you
worth it.
next time. Bye, everyone.
Oh, it's another video. Shit. Oh well. It's probably not out yet, is my guess, because it's so new. The screen they used to promote it kind of bamboozled me a little bit. I thought that's what it was going to be, but it wasn't. I did find one more that was posted though. I want to watch. Oh no, durability test. Can the Joy-Cons survive? Oh no. This is by Jerry Rig Everything.
Out of the millions of Switches made, you kinda gotta feel sorry for the one that ends up on my desk. Nintendo says
The box looks exactly like mine! Wow, that's crazy!
Of the previous model, and like I sure hope it does, since the last one got released nearly a decade ago. It's hard to be too mad about the delay though, since Nintendo's games are pretty timeless. And they went to great lengths to match my own jerry-rig knife, and I appreciate the effort. Inside the box we have our HDMI cable, some Joy-Con leashes, a Joy-Con
Joy-Con
grip,
leashes?
a 60-watt USB-C charger,
Is that what they're actually
and my
called? I don't know
favorite
what to
piece
call
of
them.
kit, the 4K docking station. Breath of the Wild just got real. The biggest physical change, aside from the larger screen,
forgot it
is
can be
how the
played in, like, 4K.
Joy-Cons
That's
attach to the
crazy.
Switch 2 body. They use magnets this time around, and you already know that we're gonna find out how strong those magnets are, and how fragile that connection may or may
Oh,
not be.
no.
With the Joy-Cons fully inserted, it is possible to just rip them away from the Switch 2 with
looks like it
brute
takes
force
some effort,
alone,
though.
not using the
Hello,
release
Lost Fire.
latch. These will never just fall out on their own, of course, but throughout my testing, sometimes I found it was just easier to pull them away instead of hunting for the release lever, especially when you just rotate the whole Joy-Con
There's a
away
release
from the
lever?
body. And I imagine I won't be the only one just skipping the release button altogether.
I'll probably
as
just rip
time
them
goes
out.
on. Also, fun fact,
My arms
Nintendo
are too
has
strong and I'm
apparently
too
coated
lazy
all
to
of
use a
their
lever.
game cartridges
If I can
in
rip
the world's most bitter
if I can rip
substance called denatonium
the graphics
benzoate.
card out of
This
a
is to
PC
deter little
without
kids from
unlocking it.
eating And I can confirm it is negative amounts of delicious,
I can rip out
and
a
I highly
Joy-Con without
recommend that
unlocking
nobody
it.
lick these things. There is a bit of a fiasco surrounding some of these game cartridges, since some only include a key to download a game, rather than the game being loaded on the cartridge
What?
itself.
Yeah, I
that's
unscrewed
pretty
it, but I
So
didn't
keep
know
an
there
eye
was a
out for
lock.
those. This particular
And I ripped
yucky
out the
tasting
graphics
cartridge
card,
does have a full game installed
and
on
I
it,
broke the
though. So
lock.
at least with this one, we can play instantly without a download.
I
I'll
fixed
lower
it,
the volume,
though.
and of course I'm Team Luigi.
It's
if you can't wonder.
fine.
In order for us to find out what the Switch 2 is made from, we gotta pull
I'm
up
using
the
that
no-scale
PC
of
right now,
hardness.
confirmation
If the
that
screen
it
is made
survived.
from plastic, we'll see scratches at level 2 or 3. Glass screens will scratch at a 5 or 6, and if Nintendo splurged a bit and gave us sapphire, that would scratch at level 8 or 9. However, very quickly we see again that Nintendo has given
Just
us a
watching
level
them
3
purposefully do this to their
plastic
screen
screen.
is causing me
This
so
is
much
not
pain.
optional. There is a permanently installed plastic layer on top of the Switch.
Okay, good, that's the
display.
plastic layer.
This is not a temporary screen protector. It is extremely well secured and permanently affixed to the device. As you can see from
But
my
you
keys,
can probably get a place
anything
to remove
metal
it
that
if you
comes in
needed to.
contact with this screen will indeed leave a mark. Plastic objects, however, like my Lego or the docking station, won't leave any
That's
marks.
good because most
but
kids would
that
probably have like
also doesn't
plastic
spark a
getting
whole lot of
against it.
confidence. I understand that Nintendo is trying to keep screens from shattering by putting this
Also, Cake, thank you for 20
plastic buffer
months.
over the top.
You got one, but you had to
But
leave for work
these
as soon as
permanent
FedEx
marks
delivered
are
it.
gonna be hard to
No! I'm
swallow.
glad you at least got it
And
delivered,
it's good
Cake.
to know that the screen of the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be cosmetically damaged very easily. The only way to avoid marking
not
up the
hard
soft
damage.
exterior screen is with a glass screen protector. And if I could be so bold, I'd recommend a Prism screen protector from my channel sponsor D-Brand, mostly because it has an easy-to-install, foolproof applicator. With the Joy-Cons off, we can
I
pull
might
out
look
the
at
dust
getting a
removal
glass
layer
screen
and give
protector
a
then
single
because,
simple swipe down the middle
you
of
guys
the
know how
applicator
clumsy I am.
and
Do you
wait
think
a few
I need
seconds.
one? Hello, Miss Honora. You brought it to school and played it with a coworker during lunch. I hope you had a
And
good
now
time.
you
That's
have what the
nice.
Switch 2 should have shipped with in the first place, a perfectly installed glass screen protector, which as per usual is getting no marks at a level 5. D-Brand has a deal right now where you save $35 if you buy it with a Kill Switch case.
Me accidentally playing someone
Oh, no.
else's
Jared,
ad.
why did you break it? 1, because the durability test isn't over yet, and 2, D-Brand ships 2 of these Switch
Oh,
screen
okay.
protecters.
He's
in
just
every
chilling.
box. So if my
I was like,
Switch
why did I
decides to
break it?
test,
But if he's
I'll
just
throw
chilling,
another
that makes
one on
sense.
later. The link is
Convince the
down in the
coworker to
description.
get one because I had a
I still
ton of
think
fun with
having a
Mario
plastic
Kart.
screen in
I had so
2025
much
is pretty
fun
wild.
playing Mario
Moving over to the
Kart's
orange
menu.
Joy-Cons, we find a whole lot more plastic.
I can't
which
wait to
is
try
what we
it.
expected. There's a plastic home button and a plastic game chat button, and the joystick has a very thick rubber cap on the surface. There's definitely no durability issues here. What's really cool though is that Nintendo has again inlaid the white letters of the buttons inside the black plastic itself.
Okay, that's kinda
meaning
interesting,
that no
actually.
matter how
I don't
many
think I'd
hours
scoop
or
out my
decades
buttons
you
to
played
find
the
out,
Switch
though.
2, these letters will never rub away. Getting a closer look at the Joy-Cons, we find the secret for how they attach so firmly. The shoulder trigger buttons
I'm
are
in mental
actually made
pain
with
watching
steel
this.
time around.
I'm in
Big
so much
rectangular
pain
blocks
watching
of metal
this.
that are able to magnetically secure to the Switch 2 body. In the center is where that port that charges the Joy-Con sits, along with the optical sensor that lets the Joy-Cons become a mouse. And of course, the famous tri-point Nintendo screws that still hold everything together. It'll be fun to take these things apart during the teardown.
Every time I
assuming
hear
doesn't
it, I
just
can't
all
look.
break open before the end of this video, of course. Now, there has been some concern online.
Yeah, I'm a
about
little
this
I'm a little
port here
concerned about that thing
precedes the
breaking.
Joy-Cons. I'm kind of nervous for it as well, to be honest.
Oh God!
But
Look at it
does have a
wiggle!
little play. There's some wiggle back and forth, which might end up being a feature instead of a bug.
True.
Being totally
Things
rigid
break
would probably
easier
make
when
it
they're
more
stiff.
prone to breaking, but we'll find out for sure here in a second. You can kind of see the magnetic field that emanates from the dual magnets in the Switch with this piece of green magnet paper. But since the magnets are kind of deeply recessed inside of the Switch 2, we can get a better look when we open her up. Putting the magnet paper on the Joy-Cons themselves doesn't reveal anything, meaning all of the magnets are just inside the console.
Okay,
and
so the
not
controller's just metal.
If the magnets were closer to the surface of the Switch, they would look kind of like these wireless charging magnets on my grip case. Magnets are pretty cool, and I have no idea how they work. Near the game cartridge slot, there is a top USB-C port that sits right next to a headphone jack and a fan vent, which has some metal fins inside. The Switch 2 does not have any water resistance at all, so
He's just
definitely keep away
torturing
from
it at
liquids.
this point. Why?
The bottom rocker and power
Why do you
button
have to
make
do
it
this
plastic
much
and not
damage? You've
removable.
proven
The
your
bottom of the
point.
Switch 2 has dual stereo speakers on either side
I
of the
imagine
lower
him just like
USB-C
opening the
docking port.
kickstand and
The
ripping it
speaker
out at this
openings
point.
are covered with some really thin wire mesh. That mesh can be torn, but it won't be falling out on its own. I imagine the mesh is mostly here to keep larger debris from
At
flowing
least
into
one
the
person
console
saw that
due
and
to
said
the
that's a
airflow from the
challenge.
cooling fan. The kickstand on the Switch 2 is a massive improvement over the tiny little guy that came with the Switch 1. And unlike the rest of the Switch, this guy's
You know what's
made from
hurting me
metal.
even more?
And I mean,
Imagining
don't
there's
get me wrong,
definitely some
plastic
kids that
is
would
not
do
a
this.
bad thing.
Just like
It's what
find some
helps keep the
tools and
price
get
of the
bored and
Switch
like
so low.
scrape their Switch because it's
a tad
fun.
hard to fathom that kids who were born when the Switch 1 was released
Whenever
are
someone
now in
left
the third
tools
grade.
around.
Personally,
Oh
I
no,
think
no,
Nintendo
no,
could speed up
drawing
the
it with
release
a
calendar
marker! No,
But
no,
let's see if any of this new generation of gamers can tell me what this
Sully
is
it
in
with
common.
Minecraft with a knife!
The only decor on the Switch 2 that might end up rubbing off over time is the logo on the back.
Oh, true,
The
that
logo's
looks like
just
it's coming
printed
off pretty
right on top
easily.
of
It's
the
just black
surface.
underneath.
And I'm glad Nintendo didn't use the same kind of printing on the buttons. I'm now the only one in the world with a Nintendo It though, so that's kind of cool. And I'm not much of a traveling gamer myself. I leave my Switch docked to the TV like 99% of the time.
Me
I
too.
do, however, like
I bring
that
it when I
Nintendo
travel,
made the
though, I do.
Joy-Con
I just end up
grip
not
look
using it, but I
smarter
like
than
to have
it
the
is by
option.
allowing LEDs
I
for
kinda
the
only use
Joy-Cons
Miku
to
boxing
shine
when
up
I'm
through
away.
the center of the grip
Oh,
when it's
it
connected.
kinda bends
The
a
grip is
little.
also surprisingly strong.
Oh yeah,
locking
he's like
out in
trying
every
to break it and
direction
can't.
Not falling apart
But you can
or
tell how much
releasing the
pressure is being put
Joy-Cons
into
even
it.
under extreme pressure. So far, so good. One thing I haven't seen anyone bring up, though, is that while previously the Joy-Cons would only mount to the Switch in one direction, this Switch 2, however, can mount the Joy-Cons on opposite sides,
Oh.
upside down, or
Oh,
even
no.
backwards. It's gonna add a whole new level of difficulty to speedrunning.
Speedrun with Joy-Cons backwards, any percent.
7.9-inch, 120Hz, 1080p HDR display with twice as many pixels as the Switch from a
Could that
decade ago.
explode?
And don't try this at home, obviously, but after about 10 seconds, we can see from the pixels going black and recovering that the screen is an
Wait.
LCD. Kind of amazing
It
that everything
lived?
is still functioning even after all it's been through. Thumbs up. for
What?
that. But the worst is still yet to come.
It
If
recovered?
Nintendo is only going to make one new console every decade, it needs to be structurally durable enough
Holy
to
shit.
last that whole time.
I didn't
And
know
as
it
we
could
can see from
recover.
the first bend, when a lot of force is applied, the Joy-Cons just kind of like to pop off on their own.
Okay, so it didn't
And
break?
in my opinion, this is actually a good thing.
That's
For
good.
one, the angle
Wait,
of the
even
bending
those
Joy-Cons
survived? That's
doesn't appear to damage
crazy.
the internal pins.
I
No
thought at
matter
least
how
for
many
sure one of
times the
those would've
Joy-Con is
snapped off.
aggressively ripped off or forced off the console backwards. Moving
Dang.
over to the blue controller and popping it off very aggressively forwards, both the controller and the Switch 2 itself remain undamaged. It disconnects at a gentle enough angle.
Maybe they're
that the
onto
cord is
something
not
then with this
disturbed or
type of
flexed
connector for the
beyond what it can
Joy-Cons.
handle. When
I
first
was
saw
kind of
Switch
on the
2
team
announced,
against
I
them, but maybe
definitely
they're
had my
doing something
doubts.
good.
But after holding this
Yeah, that's true. They fixed the
even
broken
how
rails on the
Joy-Cons
Joy-Cons. I have
connect,
broken
I'm very much
rails
more
on my
confident
Switch.
now
It's a
in its ability to
pain.
survive everyday life. The Switch 2 would have to go through some extremely wild and crazy situations, beyond what we do here, to sustain any permanent structural damage.
I feel that's a
It is very
challenge.
susceptible to
Now I need to
cosmetic
damage
however,
my Switch
especially
2.
the screen, but
I need to
least it'll still be
discover what that
functioning.
ungodly
Like a
amount of
lizard shedding
damage
its
is.
tail, the Joy-Cons just pop off unscathed if anything weird happens. One
Looks like
thing
he
that
hurt
would
his
bother
hand
me
more
quite
than
a
the
bit,
Switch.
though, considering Nintendo's dark history with the Joy-Con drift, is throwing the Switch 2 into a backpack with the joysticks ding-a-linging around all willy-nilly. Thankfully, D-Brand also has a solution for that.
You had to fix
and
the
they're
rails on the
calling it
Joy-Con themselves
kill
for a friend's
switch.
child. Oh
This
no,
protects
they
your
wouldn't
Switch from every
charge.
angle,
That's what's
while
happening to
still
one of
letting
mine.
the controllers
As long
detach.
as I use in
The
handheld, though, it
ergonomic
seems to
grips
be
add even more
okay.
protection
Handheld or
while
dock
making
and
the
Pro
Joy-Cons
Controller.
easier to hold. And my favorite part is the travel case keeps the joysticks from being kinked and smashed, while at the same time holding up to 10 of the disgustingly delicious game cartridges. D-Brand secures the whole
Delicious
thing with
is
Dyneema bungee cord,
subjective, apparently.
which is the strongest fiber in the world. Stronger than
This
steel
whole
and
video is just an
magnet to float
ad for
on
fucking
water.
D-Brand.
It does seem like a little overkill at first,
I will permit it because I am watching your video,
and with how long it takes
so I can permit your ads. But
also,
also,
if you get the kill
you know what's even better? If you want to protect your Switch, you should type exclamation point promo and put the stickers with my face on your Switch instead. Yeah.
You have to go see what Hyrule looks like in 4K. The Nintendo Switch 2 passes my durability test a lot better than I thought it would, and thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you.
Okay, the Joy-Cons survived the
Nintendo
video.
Switch 2.
I didn't know if they were going to survive, but they did. So that was surprising. That was nice. But oh no! Oh no! I'm just looking at a couple more things that are shared on Discord, and then I'm probably gonna have to go, because I do have a collab with Aqua as birthday collab playing Mario Kart on the regular Switch, and I wanna play. But first, I did want to look at a few other things. They know I'm running a bit late too because I had to, I had to install my Switch 2. It took some effort. Someone's fresh Switch 2 arrived with factory firmware. I guess they got like a test model or something that somehow ended up in the wrong place. But that's kind of crazy. Imagine a Nintendo leak because they just gave you the wrong Switch 2. Ooh, Mario Kart World was rated 91 on Metacritic by critic reviews though. I don't know about the player reviews, which are more what I care about, so I guess we'll have to wait and keep our eyes out to see after a few days. Let me see. But yeah. It's truly been a day in Nintendo history. And we all got to experience it together with my very, very legitimate Switch. I know that some of you guys couldn't get a Switch 2. So, I hope you enjoyed experiencing it through me. Yeah, we got to, try it handheld. Wait a second, do I still have a knife in my desk? What about the durability test? I think I cleaned up the knife, but what if I still have it? Damn it. I put the knife away. That's a shame. That's a real shame. But, yeah, it can't be worse than the PS5 release. A lot of people are saying they've been able to find it in the end, so, not to, break the immersion right at the end, but I didn't get my Switch 2! GameStop betrayed me. So, I hope you didn't mind my improvised, desperation stream. Yeah, surprise, my Switch 2 is not real. Not that anyone could have figured it out, but I really don't want to stream more than the game reaction tomorrow, and I really need to do a lot of Nikkei and stuff on Saturday. And I didn't want to just miss the launch, so, I did what I could. I hope that, this was still a fun stream for you guys, because listen, I am the CEO. I'm not gonna let you guys down. I will power through no matter what. And honestly, this entire year the world has put me through so much bullshit that what else could possibly hurt me at this point? I'm more powerful. I will tough out anything. So, I hope it was still a good stream. I'm not gonna stream again today, but I am gonna do a member stream tomorrow. And I am gonna probably be reacting to the Summer Games Fest tomorrow. Other than that, I won't be streaming until Saturday, which is gonna be the Nikkei Stellar Blade reaction to the live stream. And then I'm also doing a Nikkei K's event. We're doing a voice acting collab. I might do the Angel Beats Heaven Burns Red collab later on in that day, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I know I'm running out of time to play that collab, but I don't 100% know if I can get to it or not. I really need to prioritize getting some stuff that's like really urgent for someone else's collab recorded, but that I'm really behind on. And I need to learn some CEO tasks that I gotta do, and I need to get my PC fully set up. So I have a lot on my plate, but I'll see what I can do. Yeah. I gotta go. I have a collab in a few minutes with Aqua. I want to run to the washroom before that really quickly. And then I'll just eat afterwards. I'm gonna drop my links real quick in case you guys want to check out more of my stuff. Let me see. Twitter, Discord, Twitch, music, my area, promo. And I'll put the links on Twitch as well. Thank you for coming by the stream and for putting up with my bullshit. I did not type Twitter correctly. I also have to change that because it's not Twitter anymore, is it? I'm so lazy and so stubborn because I hate X. It's the stupidest stupid name. Anyway, I'm gonna find someone to raid now. I'm gonna raid Aqua on Twitch. And I will be back. If you enjoyed the stream, if you're on the Twitch side, please consider following. We'll get to stream actual Switch 2 at some point, I promise. And if you're new on YouTube and enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed the stream, please give it a like. Come back to the VOD and leave a comment. It really helps the channel. I would really appreciate it. I like how 500 people voted on the poll. Oh god. I have a feeling I'm gonna be scared to find out later how many people witnessed my disaster of a stream. But thank you for the FOMO stream, which hopefully ended up at least being relatable to those of you in the same boat as me. And even then, I'm incredibly lucky to be getting it tomorrow. I'm very aware of how lucky I still am. It does hurt when you've been hyping up for so long how you're excited for the first time in your life to have the day one console launch, and then you can't. Yeah. It's a good problem to have, though. There's a lot worse problems I could have. It just sucks. But I'm gonna raid. I'll see you guys soon. I gotta go get a snack, actually, because I'm shaking again. What the fuck? And I need to get ready for collab, so I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. Give me a minute. Yeah, don't buy from scalpers. Let me see. Oh yeah, also reminder, pre-orders open. If you want to grab a copy of Neptunia, if you're a fan of Neptunia, I forgot to mention, you can type !PlayAsia and search Neptunia. This will come up. We have limited editions. Pre-order just opened today for Neptunia Rebirth 2 Sister Generation. And it comes with the box, the game, physical OST, Joy-Con stickers for Switch 1 if you don't have a Switch 2 yet, a manual, a mini case, and 4 standees. We sold out completely of the limited edition for Rebirth 1. So if you want Rebirth 2, grab it while you can. And let me set up the room. Hold on. Wait, is Aqua not already live for me to raid? Hold on. Hello, Blank! Thank you for the server. Sorry for the squat redeems. Didn't consider your sounding. No, it's okay. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Hold on. Maybe I have a minute. figure out if the waiting room will be up here. Okay, it's gonna be up soon, so we can get a little bit longer then. I'm gonna wait, and then we can raid Aqua. Okay. Yeah, we'll chat a few more minutes. Hi! How are you guys doing? But yeah, don't worry. Anytime I say I'm not gonna do a redeem, I'm not mad that it got redeemed. I apologize for wasting points. It's just my bad for not doing it. I feel bad for doing you guys dirty, but I gotta do what I gotta do sometimes. But yeah, I'll get the thumbnail for where we're going in a minute. I can show you guys. I'm not gonna be there very long, I don't think, because I have a lot to do. Can we dissect the Switch 2? Let's rip off the screen protector. Wow, that's crazy. I can see why Staples were able to damage it now. That's, you know, it's literally held together with duct tape. Not even duct tape! God damn it! I should have used duct tape for the memes! Fuck! What a wasted opportunity to not use duct tape. That's okay. That's okay. It's cardboard. Yeah, you shouldn't buy the Switch 2. It's actually just cardboard. I'm so sorry that you had to find out this way. Oh my god, that's a really big image. We're gonna be doing some Mario Kart Deluxe on Aqua's channel. Because I don't think I could drag this bullshit out anymore, even if I wanted to. Yeah, I said I could maybe make it depending. Because if I did actually get my Switch Arrive and we were doing like a really important game, it would probably be more important for me to keep going. But if we're not, I like to support a friend. I want to go join for the birthday. And we're going to be playing Mario Kart Deluxe 8 with all these wonderful people. I just gotta wait until it's all ready. Hold on. But until then, I'm not too concerned. Can't believe it's fake this whole time. I know. I'm so sorry. I know it was so convincing. So convincing that I can understand why you may have, you know, gotten it wrong. Oh, Aqua's waiting room is up now. Hold on. I'm in ad hell. Hold on. I showed you the thumbnail. That's good enough. I'm gonna raid the waiting room and then run. Make sure to read the rules so we don't say anything that would be uncomfy. And just give me 1 minute and then I will hopefully join there. I'm gonna be a little bit late though, but I'm gonna raid in for now. Oh shoot, hold on. There. Let me see. Aqua! Okay. Again, make sure to read the rules, okay? I'll be back in a little bit. I'll raid on YouTube really quick somewhere as well. Alright, Twitch raid is sent. Hold on. Let me just set up a YouTube raid. I'll have to raid and dash. Well, let me see. Who's live? Let me see. Reviewing water from games. Is anyone doing actual Switch 2? That would be a good place to raid if anyone is. It doesn't look like anyone that I follow is live with a Switch 2 right now, as far as I can tell. Oh, Roscoe Graves is. You certainly don't. who I am now. It's probably fine. Hold on. If you want to see actual Mario Kart footage, some of the boys from first stage in are playing, especially read the rules in this case because we're not really mutuals. It's just someone I follow. So don't be like weird or uncomfortable because it would, you know, they don't know who I am. They don't really need that as a first impression. I'm gonna read them, and then I will disappear and run and get ready for a collab. But enjoy the Mario Kart footage if you want to go over and see it. I will see you guys later.